All right, here we are live. Welcome, Facebook, to our show this morning. Just getting ready to get kicked off here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. We are there. Get everything dialed in. Got it figured out over there, Mr. Chase?
Life is a highway all night long. 214-787. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show, helping you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. We are here to help. Joining me as always, the man, the myth, the legend, all the way from LeBaire Senior Hall in Vegas, Bingo Parlor, Big Will Bo Carver.
I'm going to get me that big old thing that Shakur's wearing that says Legendary Squared.
Yeah.
It's like Legendary 2. I don't think he meant squared. I think he means I'm a legendary as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to get one of those to wear on the show.
I got to get you one of those.
The man, the myth, the Legendary 2. Big old chain.
I got to get you. I got to get online and find you one.
So, yeah, if I'm legendary, I expect one of those big bling blings, baby.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of glad to see the way the draft is going. Sometimes when you want to play the cool breeze and have the big words and the big voice and
well, how about just talking about the arrogance? Let's just talk.
You have a big party and then you got to apologize that everybody showed up.
That's pretty rough.
Yeah, that's kind of.
And now you're down into the fourth round. You're still apologizing.
And then you put everything in the freezer for the second party and nothing there either.
You got to throw all the food out because it's spoiling. Got to have to call the caterers again.
Yeah. Can we do date number 3, please? Let's see what happens day 3. But bring the food at the end.
He's going to be done or just ordering pizza.
Yeah.
You might want to call the people over there in Canada, see if they need a good quarterback there.
Or the XFL.
Yeah, that'd be good. You can stay here.
Call Moose Johnson and say, hey, I need a job.
Or arena. Call it getting arena football.
Are they still playing arena football?
I'm not sure. I think they do.
You know, my nephew was the leading receiver in the nation when he played for the Allen Eagles.
You told me about that.
Yeah, he was or the Allen, not the Eagles, the Allen.
Well, it's the only ones I know is Allen. Oh, you're talking about the pro team?
Yeah, the arena team.
Yeah.
He played in there, and he was the leading receiver in the nation for a while.
How about that?
Yep. So anyway, sometimes it's better just to sit back and be quiet and do good basic interviews like the new lineman for the Cowboys and some of the other players around the league. That quarterback that the Saints drafted, very humble kid. You listen to what he has to say, and then I love the one defensive player, where he told the story about his daughter. She was born and 3 weeks later had heart surgery and had all these complications. They show him in the hospital, and he goes, this little girl made me stronger, made me more aware of life. And, you hear those things versus coming out soaked in gold and diamonds and
pointing at his $1,100 watch
and going, let me just tell you how great
I'm legendary.
I'm the man.
And how about the young man? Is it Beth, something that his brother was killed in Louisiana trying to help somebody with that terrorist that went through the street there?
Yeah, playing for the Raiders. Yeah, well, he was down there at Mardi Gras, and the guy
Tiger was his brother's name,
and the guy drove through and ran over all those people.
Well, he tried to save somebody and he got hit.
Yeah.
So, and what a humbling story that is. And I'm really kind of into the Raiders right now because an interesting story here. Graham Knox Mirabo Carver, who, if you don't know that's my son. His sister is dating Ashton Genty's brother. And she was up in Green Bay waiting for him to get picked. So I'm interested in that, interested in the pick they got with the wide receiver for him.
Yeah, but who's going to be the quarterback of the Raiders?
Well, Pete Carroll.
Did Geno Smith come over?
Who?
Or Geno Smith stay with the Seahawks?
I think he's there. And
but Pete Carroll? He's like 74, 75, but he doesn't move up and down the field like
but he
like
still looks
30.
pretty good though.
Yeah.
He's a good coach. So I'm looking for. I think he went to a good team. Vegas is settled. I think for. I think the Oakland. The Raiders have finally found a home for a while. They've got a beautiful stadium and.
They're going to be there a while when you got a multi-billion-dollar facility. You're going to pay rent for a while.
And I don't think Vegas is the one letting them go. I mean, that's another entertainment.
Well, you got baseball coming there and basketball coming there,
and I think the Mavericks will be coming there pretty soon.
No, they'll be taking one of the LA teams, one of the California. 100%. Sacramento or somebody's going to be going.
So Dallas won't ever have a team anymore after what's been happening. They'll
boy,
settle in the sunset, and that'll be it. Be back like the old Mavericks were when 5 people were going to the game.
Well,
those old crazy green uniforms. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, see, I liked those when they were green and black. You had Roy Tarpley and Orlando Blackman.
They weren't black. It was that crazy, goofy green and white.
Yeah, but it was green, but it had blue in it.
Yeah.
I got one of the jerseys.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, good looking stuff. I liked it. I mean, it's just different. But, with Nico, and then he should have never done that public interview because he turned around and says, well, I didn't realize how much the fans like Luka. I'm like, okay, turn his microphone off right now.
How can you be in a role like that and be such a goofball and have no idea? I mean, even my wife, who doesn't even watch pro basketball, knows who Luka is.
Number 1 selling jersey in the NBA, but we're not sure if anybody likes it.
Even my dog, when you say Luka, it listens up.
Yeah, we got a dog named Luka.
Yeah. So come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real. And we get offline a little bit here on the Automotive Edge radio show.
Yeah, cars, sports, whatever.
And food. We go all over the place, but we're under the umbrella of the automobile aspect, the Automotive Edge radio show, every Saturday morning right here from 8 to noon on Talk Radio 1190 AM here in the North Texas area, KFXR.
Now, we have a producer back in studio. I'm trying to remember her name.
Yes, and I was fixing to introduce her.
Susan Lopez or Maria Gomez.
Maddie Shakur.
Maddie Shakur. Maddie Gomez back in studio. How are you this morning?
She's already on a break.
She's already on a break.
There
you go.
Already getting her coffee and breakfast.
Okay, thanks for joining us, Maddie. Hang in there, girl.
I think she's already dropped Mike and gone to the house.
but Maddie, on autopilot.
Yeah, Maddie Gomez, the major pilot there, and our producer is always doing a great job.
We don't know where she is, but she's doing a great job.
Well, she's probably distancing us. A lot of times she ghosts us for stuff we say. But anyway, she's our producer. And you can find us on some other sites besides Talk Radio 1190. We are live streaming on some social media sites. The first one is Facebook, the Automotive Edge Facebook page. That's the Automotive Edge Facebook page. We share it to our sister Facebook page, which is Shifting Gears. Then we're on LinkedIn under Kurt Chase. That's KurtChase, which is the host of the broadcast and the show. And then we're on YouTube. So you can go to YouTube. If you don't do social media sites, that's a really good place to live stream us, or even they are archived, so you can go back and watch it at some other time. And you go to youtube.com, the Automotive Edge Radio Show, or you go to YouTube and then search the Automotive Edge Radio Show. And there we are, live and in color, here on location at Grapevine Dodge in Grapevine, Texas, bringing you all kinds of good stuff.
Well, here we go. We got a 2025 Rams 1500 here at Grapevine Dodge, the all-new Grapevine Dodge. Boy, and if you can only see part of the showroom here behind us, but Brandon really went all out and built one of the most beautiful state-of-the-art dealerships. Well, that doesn't mean that the prices went up. They've actually gone down. How about Rams? 2025 Ram 1500, 0 for 72 months. When was the last time you saw that? 0 for 72 months. No payments for 90 days.
I don't think I've ever seen
1.9 for 72 on all 2025 Jeep Gladiators, 2025 Jeep Wranglers, 72-month special finance, and all Jeep Cherokees and Grandel, all special finance, no payments for 90 days. So come out and get you a new Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram. No payments for 90 days. 0 for 72 months on our pickups. Now, there are some trucks on the showroom floor. And you know what? I bought one off the showroom floor, and 3 people came in and bought 3 trucks off showroom floor.
And he was planning on keeping it forever.
I am. Everybody has a different
what mindset of what
definition
forever
of what
is.
forever means. So, but I saw that red and I went,
Yeah,
and
I like
it's not a bright red. It's really a burgundy.
Yeah, it's almost like that A&M color. Similar.
Nah.
Little redder than
Oh,
that.
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't ruin it.
Well, I remember that you bought a Corvette that was that color, and somebody chased you down the highway to buy it. So it ain't all that bad of a color.
Well, I just got a deal on it.
That's not what I'm
I didn't
getting
even
at.
want that car.
Yeah, but
Jason Long made a deal with me on it, and
Yeah, but that person chased you down the highway to get it from you.
He bought it at the university for his kid's graduation.
I rest my case. My point is the color is.
Yeah, but I'm not going down A&M no more.
Well, you never know who's going to buy it here that's going. Their kid might be headed that way here soon. I want that truck for my kid.
Yeah, so come on. I got to tell you what, he's got some bad to the bone pickup trucks out here ready for delivery. He's got some Jeep Wranglers out here loaded up with some nice tires and wheels. And, Bo gets to laugh because I promised myself I would never, ever, ever buy a truck with black wheels on it. What do I got?
You got black wheels, baby.
I got black wheels.
Never say never. I had
That's
to laugh so hard when I saw that.
You know what? They turned everything on my truck and operated. And this morning when I hit the button, a big light shined on my driveway. You know what it said? Ram. But it was this wide by about that deep. Said Ram. When I hit the button, I went, well, that's pretty cool. Oh, was that Maddie? Maddie's back. Okay. We're sitting there having
Hello. I stepped away to go to the bathroom.
We had a conversation. We were talking all about you, did the big introduction, and then we heard crickets.
Yeah, we had the biggest drum roll, and I mean the biggest fanfare, and all we got was ghosted.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We need to do this more earlier, because sometimes I like to step away.
We should do this
real quick.
more earlier?
Well, we did it as early as I could possibly do it. It was right off the bat.
Yeah.
That's fair. I just had to step away.
Is that a normal process? So we should wait a little bit?
Yeah, we'll introduce
yes,
on the second.
Usually I get in the
segment.
studio, I get ready, I get you guys settled. And if Mr. Chase does not introduce me within the first 1 minute, I'm in the bathroom.
Okay, well, we'll give you a few minutes. And
the second segment. We'll just do second segment, Maddie introduction.
All right, I like that.
All right, let's take a quick break. 214-787-1190 live today. Grapevine Dodge, 121 and William D. Tate. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
I saw where there was a like a play about the Temptations. Did you see that?
Huh?
Like a kind of a Broadway type play that's coming about the Temptations.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen that movie that's kind of a documentary about them?
Oh, yeah.
They went through some rough times. And that lead singer was drugged. He kind of died with that, didn't he? Was he the Rufus? Was he the main lead singer?
Yeah, I'm lead singer.
Then he went off, man.
You know that song, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay?
Oh, yeah. That's
Otis Redding.
Oh.
So my buddy Ram Mueller, who invented the remote control for cars,
all right.
He was playing drums in a set opening for Otis Redding. And so he's playing, they get done with their set, and he's back in the dressing room, and Otis Redding comes out. Come here. I need you to play for me. Goes,
wow.
He goes, what do you mean? He goes, his drummer was
whacked out
over in a corner. He sat there and listened to it and played the first time he sang Doctor the Bay, and Ram was the drummer.
How about that?
I mean, what a claim to fame. Well, yeah, Otis came back. Hey, I need you up on stage.
I'm sure that's happened.
And I guess back in there, the drummers could just play with the beat and,
Yeah, I mean, too, if you had some familiarity with the music, like, I mean, I listened to Sitting on the Dock of the Bay 100 times. So, I mean, I could play that myself on bass or drums just because I know the song, even though I've never played it with him or anybody else. That it's just in your soul, and especially drums when you don't have to worry about chord changes. It's about
Yeah.
rhythm and tempos. That, but that's still pretty cool, man.
Yep.
We had when I had my band with our 3-piece band, we were playing in a club in Louisville, and Blake Shelton shows up.
Really?
And he's sitting back at the bar. And my buddy, who was the lead guitar player, says, "Hey, Bo, man," I was singing, he was singing. We was 3-piece band. We split the singing. And he goes, "Hey, man, you're not gonna believe who's sitting back at the bar." And I said, "Who's that?" And he said, "That's Blake Shelton." Come on, man, you're kidding me. No, it was. Went back and talked to him for about 10, 15 minutes and asked him if he'd like to join us on stage. And he came up and did a whole set with us.
Really?
The Blake Shelton. Very cool.
Wow.
Very cool. That was right after he released Some Beach. That was kind of his first hit. So he wasn't quite known really as well as he is now, of
He
course.
had that long kind of curly hair too. Yeah.
He was friendly, real friendly. And he came, he's a big, huge star now, though.
Yeah. He's not on The
30
Voice no
seconds.
more.
No. He's
So they
moved
want to
on.
get back on tour.
Yeah, I mean, he was on for what, 5 years? I mean, it's a long time.
Yeah, but look what they pay him.
Yeah, but you come on, man.
I mean, they're paying Katy Perry $35 million a year to be on
I know,
American Idol.
I know, but you know,
$35 million a year.
after
to sit
you
there and
do
listen to
it-
people sing.
it doesn't matter about the money. They're so wealthy anyway. You can make that touring and doing whatever else.
They said there are a lot of people booing her, not liking her tour and her music.
Who's that?
Katy Perry.
I don't know nothing about
So you're getting bad reviews, and everybody's mad she went up in the space deal. I'm like, get a life.
Well, they didn't go up.
Yes, she did.
No, they didn't. They went up about 50 feet and came back down.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. Don't believe all that hype. They didn't go nowhere.
Whatever. You probably believe they didn't walk on the moon either.
And then they opened the door from the inside. Oh, no, don't do that. I got to open it from the outside. You seen that? God, they went over space. Give me a break.
Well, you're one of those conspiracy theorists.
I want to know. You know what? Welcome back to the Automotive Edge Radio Show. We'll get to some automotive stuff here in a few minutes.
You're a conspiracy
But if
theorist.
I want to know if you're tuned in on our social media sites, or you can call in at 214-787-1190 and let us know if you think that bunch, Katy Perry and those others, actually went to space. Okay? Just let me know what y'all think. I think it was just a ride at Six Flags. Let me know. Kurt thinks they went. I think it's a bunch of baloney. And
you probably don't think they walked on the moon either, do you? That was all.
There's a
stage
lot of
prop.
questions about that.
You're a theorist.
I want to know about that too. 214-787-1190. Let me know what you think about
Oh my gosh! And we're not a Grapevine Dodge either, are we?
that. Yes, we are. That's a physical thing. We're here. I'm
So you
here.
believe you're here?
Yeah, but just because I believe where I'm at, but I don't believe where other people are when they say they are.
Wow. Well, hey, you want to introduce Maddie? Maddie,
Yeah,
are you
let's
here
do
today?
I am here
Oh,
today.
I almost thought she was gone
I
again.
know. I was going to say she's gone again.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Oh, so Maddie, how's everything going with you? Everything going good? Have you got that new car yet from your daddy?
No new car yet. My father would like me to he would like me to save up and start a little Excel sheet of my priorities before I start investing in a new car.
It wouldn't be the highest priority. Wouldn't be a car, would it? That's what I'd be putting on the list. Well, here's my first priority: a new car, Daddy.
You know,
Exactly.
I called your dad 4 times. He didn't answer or return any of my calls because there's an event Wednesday night that I was invited to, and I'm trying to find the attire out, and he won't even respond to me.
He was out of town.
He was.
Yes, he was at a conference in Vegas, or I think Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. Well, are you going to the event Wednesday night?
What event is that?
The art show at Jesuit.
Oh, yes, I think so. Yes, I think my mother was asking me if I wanted to go see art, but she really didn't give me any details. So she had me at art.
So I got an invite from your dad and the school to attend, and I'm like, what is the attire? And I can't find out.
Just go into.
It's like, I would say business. Sometimes people like to dress up a little bit more, but I would say business.
Go in some of those real old-fashioned basketball shorts with a wife beater shirt, and it's an old.
That sounds great.
Red, white, and blue headband.
Mr. Chase, I would pay to see that.
So would everybody else.
Yeah. A big old high socks with the stripes
Yeah,
on
all
it.
the way up to the knees.
Oh, I'd do it. I'd have no problem.
Oh, that would be great.
All right, 214.
You'd be art itself when you go there. They go, hey, look at this guy with the art.
Yeah. 214-787-1190 is the Automotive Ed Radio Show. And all the way till the noon hour, we're going to be here at Grapevine Dodge. Come on out. I'm telling you, when you get 0 for 72 months on pickup trucks, no payments for 90 days. I mean, heck, all you need now, the only thing they could add to that would be a chauffeur. This is a great time to come out. You hear about all the tariffs and the skies falling and all the crazy things that are going on. Well, you know what? You wouldn't know it here at Grapevine Dodge, 121 and William D. Tate, with a brand new, state-of-the-art, absolutely gorgeous dealership. And a buddy of mine goes, boy, how expensive are those vehicles now? They're actually cheaper than before the remodel. How do you like them now?
Yeah, they got to turn them.
Yeah, because he's got a whole bunch. Once you remodel your store and you redo it, then you get a whole new allocation of vehicles. And this place is going to be lit up with vehicles. So Brandon,
they got some bad boys
got them
here.
moving.
Yeah, you got to check this out. There's some awesome vehicles.
I'm not a big Jeep person, but I drive that Jeep in front of us.
And I'm not really big on white either, but because has so much black trim and stuff on it, I
like the wheels.
I love the wheels too.
Yeah, I could drive it. Right behind us, the big bad boy, the Grand Wagoneer.
Well, let's buy it and drive it right out of here.
You can afford it. I can't.
Yeah, right.
I just got my new truck.
I still work on Saturday mornings.
Well, that's, because
you'll know when I made it and got a lot of money, but I don't show up on Saturday morning.
I got my new Rebel truck here. And it was everything I said I would never buy in a truck. But it's cool.
Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff on it. I'll tell you that. I wouldn't mind having it.
It's got more buttons and gas. I don't even know what half of it is. Here's my delivery at Grapevine Dodge. Shane Peck, who is the finance manager here, came out, showed me how to do my Bluetooth. I wouldn't give me the keys.
And you still don't know nothing about it, do you?
And I looked over and said, okay, let's see the gas cap release, blinker, windshield wiper blade. All right, get out.
I remember you telling me, you're going like, hey, check this out, Bo. The sunroof opens all the way. I go, yeah, that's pretty cool. Don't most of them?
Well, I went to close it, and I was checking to see if it was a safety close.
Right.
And it almost crushed my finger. It turned it black and blue. It wasn't a safety close.
That's all the more the reason when
it's still purple. This is almost 2 weeks ago. It's finally the purple's going away. It is not a safety close.
Well, here's the thing. When you get a new vehicle, let the people go over it with you so that you can know how to manage a brand new vehicle. And thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Here we got Jim Wagner. Good morning, my friends. Cheers to a great day. Yes, Melinda Chase says good morning. Charles Davis from out there in Lubbock says good morning, Kurt and Bo. And y'all can join us on our live streams on Facebook and YouTube under the Automotive Edge Radio Show. And, of course, every Saturday morning on Talk Radio 1190.
Good morning to my lovely wife and those great, fantastic, beautiful, wonderful dogs that she has. Charlie Davis, good morning to my brother from another mother. And who else do we have here? I saw somebody else here.
Jim Wagner.
Jim Wagner. That sounds like a Texan. What's your name? Jim Wagner.
That sounds like
a big Texan, Jim Wagner.
It sounds to me like up at the plate is Jim Wagner.
Yeah, you could do a lot of things with that name.
Last time he was up, he hit a grand slam.
Yeah. President of the United States, President Jim Wagner.
That's a good one, too. I like that.
Yeah, that would work. Hey, thanks for joining us. Come on out, 121 and William D. Tate. We got a whole lot to cover here, and there's a lot of great people here showing a lot of great automobiles. Would love to introduce you to Brandon's staff out here and get you hooked up, because when you can have 0% for 72 months and no payments for 90 days, That's a pretty good way to roll off a lot. And then when you see the pricing on it, you have employee pricing. How much more do you need to come out and buy a new Dodge and see this new beautiful state-of-the-art facility? And then service is almost up and running. And I just walked back there and took a
You're talking about the
peek.
new service.
Oh,
yeah.
Unbelievable. Everything's wide open with glass and clean. And I'm going to tell you what, he's going to be buying him a lot of glass cleaner. I can tell you that. There's a lot of expenses in the dealership. One of his is going to be glass cleaner.
But it's nice because it's so open and airy, and people like that. That's
no
the
doubt.
way people like to live, with being able to see what's going on in and out and around you. And yeah, this is one heck of a dealership right here. Now, if you've never seen this place, it's worth the trip to just come out and walk around.
Oh yeah, no doubt. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Ed Radio Show, 121 and William T. Tate. Come on out and say hello and join us here and let us help you with your automotive needs and make sure that you are taken care of. From hello to congratulations. We got what is a couple of topics we're going to be covering today is what's most important to new car buyers. There was a new survey out, and I was blown away because when I saw, what are you doing?
That sun's starting to peek in behind us there, and there's going to be a little trouble. But it's all right. Looks like the Lord's shining on us, actually.
Yeah.
There it is.
What's most important to new car buyers? And I took their top 5, and I was blown away. I was wrong on what I thought it was going to be, the percentages. How bad are the tariffs going to be? How soon can we see a tick in used car products? What's going on with electric cars on resale? I got a bunch of people already contacting me. The new website's up, and I've been getting a lot of appraisals coming in. If you go to theautomotiveedge.com, that's theautomotiveedge.com, and check out the new website. It's absolutely beautiful. I want to thank my son and Raymond for what they've done. The appraisals are coming in, and I've appraised, I think I'm at 16 electric vehicles so far this month. And we're going to be talking about that. And then the hybrid movement. Boy, oh boy.
Well, you knew that was coming anyway.
That I get some shocking numbers and responses on the hybrid movement. And then we're going to take a look at Q1, Q2, and where we think Q3 is going to end up here in the automotive industry. All coming up here soon throughout the 4 hours that we're going to be here live. Grapevine Dodge,
seconds.
121. Okay, Maddie. Good gosh.
She sounds like those people that are at the draft.
She's making up for all her breaks.
They're on the clock.
Yeah. Maddie, you're still going to get paid. You don't have to be so forceful.
I love it, though.
I definitely was not forced.
Yes, stay
she
that
was.
Maddie, stay that way. I'm all for it. Keep up the good work. Sergeant.
I wish the cameras weren't on. I just smacked both. Let's take a quick break. 214-787-1190. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we look like we just went into a fog. Sun coming in behind us.
Yeah, that'll be quick, though.
Yeah, I see that. It's funny looking, though. It looks like we're smoking some big little round thing.
Where they're smoking barbecue.
Yeah, no, and that's not what I'm thinking.
Anyway. Hey, what'd you do with that alcohol swab?
We look like Cheech and Chong.
What'd you do with that alcohol swab?
I threw it away.
Oh.
I got another one.
Yeah, I was going to clean the screen off. I got a bunch of stuff on the screen.
What screen? That's my fingerprints.
I don't care what it is.
All right.
Every time I move, a glare hits at the fingerprints. And
okay, I take care of you. Go ahead. Fumble.
You ain't be rude about it. You and Maddie both better straighten up. And you're encouraging it.
Yeah. Would you like a holder for that?
Holder for what?
That phone.
You.
Golly. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
It's a good thing I got Daddy Bo over here taking care of you every week. I don't know where you'd be without me.
I had a few years in my life.
Here. There you go. Why don't you go clean my car while you're at it?
Get somebody a haircut. Or...
Yeah. So I've been watching Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah.
And there's an episode where Wally, wants to get kind of be a big shot with shaving because Eddie Haskell, his friend, who's the goofball that gets him in trouble. And
hello,
goes,
Mrs. Cleaver. You're
always,
looking well,
yeah,
Mrs.
you're so,
Cleaver.
I love your
Did you
dress.
do something with your hair,
Yeah,
Mrs. Cleaver?
all the time, every time.
Hello, Eddie.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so the dad, Ward, kind of made a big deal about him shaving in front of his friends, so he felt bad. So he was going to the barber shop, Wally was, and he had the barber to set him up to get a shave, which shocked Wally, the back with the straight razor and all that. Guess who the barber was?
The barber from Mayberry, RFK.
Yes.
Yeah.
Floyd the barber, but they called him Andy.
Yeah.
I'm going, that was kind of cool.
Pretty good memory, huh?
Yeah. Very good memory.
The old wholesome shows.
Oh, that's all I watch anymore.
And I named off a bunch of shows to friends of mine. Are like, God, those were the great days.
Yep.
I remember Petticoat Junction, Green Acres, My Three Sons, Leave It to Beaver,
Andy
Dennis
Griffith Show.
Show.
Yeah, he just recently died.
He did. Buried him with a slingshot.
Yeah.
Had on that striped shirt and that old flip in the hair in the back.
Yep. Remember the Little Rascals?
Oh,
what a
15 seconds.
What a great show that was.
The best. The best.
Yeah, that was one of my all-time favorites. I think it was on every Saturday morning. I watched that show religiously.
My dad used to laugh all the time watching two shows, The Roadrunner and Three Stooges.
That's some fun.
He loved those.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, some good shows back then.
Well, top of the morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show, the show that helps you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. We are here to help and make sure things are taken care of. This segment of the show goes to Classic Buick GMC right there at 20 and Collins. Stop in and see my buddy Jermaine Pearson, who is the GSM General Sales Manager, and take a look. Well, we're going to be talking about a couple of Buicks coming up here later in the show that just blew me away. And it takes a lot to blow me away, but when I look at something, I look at the price. I look at the outside because I'm a visual kind of guy. And I got inside, I was going, man, oh, man, oh, man. And so when I sent this out to a bunch of people that are looking for certain vehicles, are going, Buick, don't old people drive Buick? Yeah, well, young people do too. But you got to take a look at it. I still think that if GM would have gone with Oldsmobile or Pontiac, actually Oldsmobile, Pontiac wouldn't have worked, I don't think. Things would be a whole lot different. But they went with the Buick brand instead. And a lot of people, when I talk about it, they think that that's age definitive, and it's not.
Well, Pontiac had a lot of success too with GTOs and all those good shows. All those.
Yeah, well, if you look at it though, when I was selling Pontiacs, when I worked for Mr. McDavid, we had Honda, Pontiac, Buick, GMC, Saturn, all in one strip. And he goes, hey, I need you to help down at Pontiac. I was like, oh, my gosh, put a bullet in me. Because I was selling Hondas, loving life, and I got
right, of course.
And Wayne, I can't remember Wayne's last name. I'll think of. I said, he goes, here's the deal. You're on the desk. You're running the showroom. Sell them cheap. We'll make it in service. I was like, that craziest thing I ever heard.
Well, I guess he did with the formula.
I went, well, okay. So anyway, Buick has really come a long way. Great ride, great handling. And then on the GMC side, it's amazing how many people are brand loyal to GMC.
Yeah.
Each time that I've been there and I talked to the one guy that was buying that blue gray looking truck, one of the best looking GMC trucks I've ever seen. And he goes, well, Kurt, I'm here because I heard you on the radio. He said, I have one place that I've been buying, but I came over here. This is my 9th GMC pickup truck. And I drive them to 200,000 miles. I trade them in. I'm like, wow. I said, why GMC over Chevrolet? He goes, well, you know, GMC was before Chevrolet. I said, I'm well aware of that. And he goes, this would be the only truck in my driveway. In fact, if they buried me in this truck, I'd be okay with it.
It had another name, or it was this. The insignia was different than GMC when it first came. What was it? G something? What was it?
What?
There was a different branding before GMC, way back in the day, like the very first thing that came out with.
Well, it's always been General Motors Corporation.
Okay.
And then
I thought there was something special about back in the day. They had changed something from what it was originally to GMC.
Yeah.
But either way, I digress.
I-20 and Collins, see our buddy Jermaine Pearson. And I just had a buddy of mine call me, and his friend went over and bought a Hummer.
How about that?
And he called me and he goes, push the button, push the button, whatever the deal is. And he did the crawl and absolutely loves it, leased it.
Cool.
And if you haven't ever been in an incredible experience, electrification, that Hummer will
set you on fire.
I got to tell you, 1,000 horsepower, 1,000 pounds of torque, pretty doggone impressive. How long that's going to last, I don't know when you fully charge it, but it's just a whole lot of fun about it. So meet Jermaine Pearson, Classic Buick GMC. Start online at classicarlington.com. That's classicarlington.com. Let them know you're listening to the Automotive Ed radio show and enjoy the classic experience. It's Classic Buick GMC. All right. What do you want to talk about? Anything in particular?
Oh, I don't know. I just know that on the drive every Saturday morning that it's always an interesting treat.
Yep. Well, here, let's talk real quick and get this out of the way. A lot of people are still concerned and up in arms about tariffs. And when you look at the suppliers, we get this magazine. It's called Automotive News. And I read this thing from cover to cover each week. And
when are they going to put our faces on this thing?
Well, yours already is.
Oh.
Yeah, you're already there. And so as I was looking through it, there was an article in here because everybody's going, the tariffs are going to do this and the tariffs are going to do that.
And what do they mean by they're going to do this and do that?
It's going to slow down production. We're not going to get them.
Everything's going to be too high to buy anything, all that kind of crap.
Yep. And so it's really going to depend on the brand and whether they're going to play along or not. Real simple. They either play along or they don't. But when you look at, there was an article in here, I need to find it, where one of the guys, one of the big car guys made a comment in here, and he's saying, I don't think we're going to even notice it.
And I'd like to know, has anybody noticed it yet?
No.
Have you?
No, I think what's going to happen is there's going to be people raising prices to make more money and blaming it on tariffs.
I see what you're saying.
Kind of when the flooding was going on in Houston, everybody raised the price of gas.
To make it look, creating
and then
a
they
false
can point
narrative.
Look what the president did. Look what he's doing to the country. What a bunch of baloney.
That'll happen.
What's going to happen is products are going to build up in certain areas. And then eventually they're going to play along and be fair, because here's the thing. If you really look at the bottom line, these countries have been just really putting the screws to the American people. And when we go to fix it, all the Democrats want to go, look what Trump's doing. They were the major reason these tariffs have continued to not benefit the United States. It's always the Democrats. There's too many hands in the cookie jar. They are the great deflectors of the world. It shouldn't be the Democratic Party. It should be the deflectors. And you would see exactly what's going on. I wish we could, give each one of them a pill or a shot where they just came forward and told the truth about what they've been doing. Oh, my gosh. It would be just incredible what we would find out. Give them some truth serum and see what would happen after that. it'd be ugly. But it's just a panic. It's just a situation where people are going, the tariffs are coming. Let's do this. Let's do that. Hey, we got to take care of this. We better start doing this now. And it's really just a panic mode because there's a lot of people that.
Well, some of the people have already, decided to, within a day or two saying, yeah, I'm willing to play. I'm willing to come to the table and make things right. So, hasn't it? From what I saw, there's been several people say, yeah, we're here to talk and make things right.
Well, there's a lot of countries. I think 9 have already come to the table and go, hey, let's work this out.
That's what I'm talking about. So it's not been like a year of dealing with it, like having to go a whole year with trying to negotiate. They're ready to come and make deals and talk because they know the importance of making things happen.
Well, the thing is that we take in, what they say, 1.75 trillion product. And a lot of these countries aren't taking hardly anything, and they're marking it up so much that I guess it was Ford, 5,000 vehicles went to China. 5,000?
Yeah.
Give me a break. And we take more of their crap than anybody else. And
most items that you
it's
buy
come to an end. Yeah, it's just a bad thing all around. And now you finally got a president who goes, hang on a second here. We're going to flip the switch. And all of a sudden he becomes a bad person. And the only reason people are upset is if they have their hands in a cookie jar.
30 seconds.
Or they're just mean people.
Yep.
And they really don't care about the American people. That's
True.
it.
I agree.
I wish a lot of them would quit saying what the American people want because they don't know. They don't have a clue.
Well, I know what Maddie wants.
We're going to keep going until she cuts us off.
We're about ready to. We only have about 15
I would
seconds.
like us to take a break.
Oh, wow. You sound like Doris Day there. Quick break, 214-787-1190. We'll be right back.
Thanks, everybody. Each and every one of you for being a part of our broadcast this morning here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. I got to come up with something to clear my throat out every Saturday morning, or every morning, actually. I don't know what it is. It's all these allergies, I guess. And did you get a lot of rain the other night?
Yeah.
Well, we got it. I was shocked how much rain we ended up getting. But I'm going to need another 2 or 3 days to mow, and it's supposed to rain again.
I mowed last night.
Did you?
Yeah, and I had I got all that new grass and everything down. I went around it, and where all the dirt was, I couldn't use the power drive because it would have been
nasty,
ugly. But anyway,
yeah. It's by the time I may get to mow, it's going to be about 5 foot tall. If it goes from rain to 2 or 3 days later, rains again and not allowed it to dry. But one of our little duckies had little babies.
Yeah.
11 brand new little. I don't know
chicklets.
What do they call them?
Chicklets.
Ducklets, isn't it?
Chicklets. Ducklets.
Chicklets is what you eat. The candy is gum.
They're ducklings.
Ducklings? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Farmer Kurt. Little bitty, man. They're out in the pond swimming around, 11 of them, following mama around.
Really?
Yeah. And Barbara.
What do they eat?
Huh?
What do they eat?
Well, they eat a lot of the stuff that's on the ground and in the pond, and we feed them. Well, Barbara Ann feeds them. I don't. But they she goes, oh, I got babies. I'm going like, here we go.
Yeah, well, good luck with all that.
Every time I want to get rid of something, more shows up. It's just the other way around. But they're kind of cute, but then they become pain. Just like children.
Yep.
So we have the rest of the draft, I guess, today. What do they go to? 7 rounds?
What?
Did they do 7 rounds in the draft?
6.
6. So it's 4 through 6. Boy, they were flying through them last night.
Yeah.
I was like, couldn't hardly keep up.
Yeah. That was kind of funny. The old linebacker read that letter, supposedly from Trump.
Oh, that was so funny. That was Clay Matthews.
Yeah.
He gets up and goes, yeah, this is, I just got a note from President Donald Trump. And he goes, and here's the note. The Bears still suck. Because he was in case you don't know, was a Green Bay Packer linebacker. Great, too.
Yeah. Well, his uncles and dad were all linemen in the NFL.
15 seconds.
I mean, that is a football family right there.
But
Can you
that was
imagine what it
so-
takes to feed that family when they get together?
Well, they got the money. That's the good thing about it. With
Yeah.
all them being in the NFL, they got money to feed them. Well, how about the Watts family?
There we go. 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Ed Radio Show, helping you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. We are here to help. This segment of the show is brought to you by Driver's Edge Auto Repair. 2-year, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty on all engine repairs. And go to their website. Go to mydriversedge.com. That's mydriversedge.com, and take a look at all the fantastic specials. And I got 6 more coupons over the last week, and they all said, to summarize my car, on average, the price was about $499.
And so what do people do with that when they summarize your car?
Well, they go in and they change all the fluids, and
Supposedly.
they do a 110-point inspection. I'm like, 110, right? You check 110 things.
Yeah, sure they do.
Now, there's a little inside deal to that, and one is that they plug into the OBD2 sensor and it prints out all this stuff and go, look, we checked 110 things. Look what the OBD2
One
sensor
push
said.
button found out.
Plus your tires, there's 4 of those. All the dipsticks and fluid, well, there's 6 of those. And that's how we came up with this.
Well, they don't have to worry about all that at mydriversedge.com.
No, print out those coupons. They got specials on tires. Some of them got buy 2, get 2 free. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. All the great things that you get when you're doing business at Driver's Edge Auto Repair. And you got over 20 locations, 23 locations right now and growing all across the DFW area. So go to mydriversedge.com, find a location nearest you, print off the coupons, and save. And here's the thing. We sent a mystery shopper over to see Joe at the Keller location right there on Main Street. And it was phenomenal. He came out, and then he called me. He goes, he did exactly what you said. And I said, what? He goes, you need this and this now. This is something you need to watch. Here in about 3 months, you're probably going to need tires. He said he didn't try to upsell me on anything and gave me a list of things to watch, things I'm going to need to do, and things certainly I needed to do.
Well, that's what you want. There's no pressure to do those things, but you definitely want to know what things might be coming up, so you'll be aware of that and maybe plan for it.
So I'll tell you a funny thing. Go to mydriversedge.com. Is my wife's car needed service. Okay. And I wrote on a piece of paper what the service advisor was going to tell me when I was sitting there. And he goes, Mr. Chase, let me tell you what you need. I said, hang on just a second. I held up that piece of paper. He started laughing. And he goes, how did you know? And what's the number one thing they say when you come to a dealership for service? Number one thing. And he goes, all right, well, are the keys in the car? So they did the tire rotation, the oil change, new cabin air filter, got the vehicle all ready to go. And he goes, can I talk to you just a second? He goes, how did you know? And it's the number one push.
Mm-hmm.
By far the number one push. And he goes, really? I said, well, yeah. And I said, He goes, man, I feel kind of odd saying that from now on. I'm like, "Oh, that's okay. It's different strokes, different folks. But I'm very anal about my cars. I look them over all the time. I know what's going on with my cars, from hello to here's what we're going to do. Here's what needs to be done. And there's, no gray area about it on what we're going to do to make sure this vehicle's in tip top shape. So that's one of the cool things, Driver's Ed has been a sponsor for 21 years, is that you pull up and have them show you. A lot of people sit in a room and they come out with a piece of paper, you need blah, 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 blah. And I want to be shown. And so I remember the old days where they had this little box, and in that box it had all these different colored fluids. And they would come out and go, here's the color of your fluid, here's the color of your fluid, and here's the color of your fluid. Whether it's a brake fluid or radiator coolant. I went, really? He goes, yes. So let's go out and take a look. He goes, we can't have anybody in the shop. I said, great, pull my car out. Let's take a look at it. Now they're in panic mode. Mechanic goes, sir, I don't want to take the car back off the rack. I says, okay, now take it off the rack. We're doing nothing. Or back it out and let's take a look. And so he backed it out, and I saw that mechanic shaking his head like,
ruh-roh.
So I pulled the dipstick out and I went, so this is dirty oil? No one's saying anything. Open up the radiator, stick my finger, wipe it on. I said, what color is that? No one's saying anything. Let me have the keys to the car. Well, the owner called me and said, I don't know what to say. I said, what do you mean you don't know what to say? He said, well, he saw your business card and I had to give you a call. I said, so you're only calling me because you know what I do for a living. And it didn't need oil. The radiator was fine. And the brake fluid was as red as it needed to be. And he goes, yeah. What do you think the next comment was?
Sorry.
What do we need to do to make it right? I said, there's nothing to make right.
Just learn to, how about just putting your dealership or your service department honest, make them honest.
Yeah. We
Just
send mystery shoppers out all the time.
Well, I was told a long time ago, of course, being, raised properly too, is that, honesty is the best policy. People are going to want to come back to you when you're honest. But like with you experiencing that rough outing, you're going like, bye. And I'm going to tell about 10 people about you.
Yeah.
So you're not gaining, but Driver's Edge, they don't treat you that way. You're going to get great service without having to be a browbeat, just honest, good work.
And nobody's perfect. They're going to make an error like anybody else. But what's great about Driver's Ed is how fast they are to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lady up in Plano, and I forgot what the issue was with the vehicle. They drove over and picked it up. The ma'am, just hang on. We're going to get this fixed and right back to you. And they did. And so they stand behind everything they say and do. That's why they've been a great sponsor of this show now for 21 years, is I refer more people weekly to Driver's Edge than ever before, because, service is getting expensive. When you're building cars better and better and better, the cost goes up because the parts cost more because they're made better. The oil lasts longer and the filters are made better. And so there's a big difference in intervals and times.
And it's also the absolute best place if you're looking to buy a pre-owned vehicle to have them check it. $35, and they will check it for you and tell you what that car is and what it needs, and if it's good or bad, a bucket of bolts. And all you got to do is make an appointment, let them check it out, and you will be so happy you did.
Yeah, a lady was 62,000 miles on her car. And I asked the guy, I said, why are you telling this lady she needs a 75,000 mile checkup? He goes, it's none of your business.
But that wasn't a Driver's Edge.
And no. And I said, well, it's now my business because it happens to be a family member. So he hung up the phone. I called the owner and went, hey, what's the deal here? And he called me back and he goes, tell her service is free. And it shouldn't have to be that. That's the whole thing is you
but
want,
still,
you
even if
want
it's
to
free,
see.
Even if it's free, you still won't go back.
Yeah.
Because of what they weren't honest in the beginning. So
yep. Let's take a quick break. 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheel Bo Carver. We'll be right back.
Ooh, wow. Thanks, everybody. We are here at Grapevine Dodge in Grapevine, Texas, and a beautiful brand new facility here. They're at the same location they've always been, but they've redone the whole dealership, brand spanking new. I mean, it is phenomenal, state of the art, and the vehicles they have here. They got a lot more allocation as a result, which means they got a lot of vehicles as a result of the remodeling. So it's a great thing to come out and check it out. Uh, Jeeps, Ram trucks, all kinds of great things here at Grapevine Dodge. And we are here every Saturday morning, and we do appreciate you being a part of our broadcast on our social media sites. Right now, we're on just a short break on our radio station. Like and share the broadcast if you don't mind. The best way to do that is if you're tuned into the show, there's a little white arrow at the top left-hand corner. Just click out of that, and then you'll still see us. And then underneath that, it says like, and then share. Hit the like, hit the share, and they'll ask you in a little blue box, share again. And you hit that, and then that'll go to your timeline to where people that's your friends and followers can see what we do, because we're here to try to help. We're try to help people with their buying, selling, leasing, parts, service, all the things that has anything to do with an automobile, a vehicle. We can lead you in the right direction, save you a lot of time and money, and that's the purpose of the show and the broadcast. And if you are looking for some help, all you have to do is go to the automotiveedge.com. That's theautomotiveedge.com. And then you can see all the things you do. You can go to a spot that says ask a question. You can click on that and then leave a message to Kurt, and just leave your phone number. Just say, leave your name and number and say, I have a few questions. Could you give me a call? If you're looking to place to buy a vehicle, no better place than go to the automotiveedge.com, because you will get the help for free. That's what I said. No charge, no cost to you. That's the purpose of the broadcast and the show, is to help you with those processes, whether you're buying a new vehicle or you're trading, to know how much your trade's going to be. All those things can be sent your way with just a little bit of going to the automotiveedge.com and leaving your name and number, and having Kurt call you, and it won't cost you a nickel.
Are we back?
You're back.
We're still on break?
No. Yeah, we're still on the radio break, but we're live on social media.
Well, I just had to go see Jimmy. He tore his tendon off his bicep muscle.
How did that happen?
He was in Mexico working on a house, and
wow,
the wood he was carrying, he turned and it got caught on something. He went to lift it, and it was a lot of weight, and he just tore it. So they had to put a cadaver tendon in there.
Ooh.
And right now he can't even move it because it hadn't started the growth process. And man, his finger, I'm telling you what, his fingers are that big around.
Wow. That's crazy.
And so now they're going to put a mechanical cast on him. I said, a mechanical cast. He goes, oh, yeah.
Going to do all the work for him?
I said, they have the technology. They can rebuild.
The bionic man has begun to show up.
That's right.
Thanks to AI.
So he wanted to talk to me, make sure he found me a truck next week.
Cool. You told him what you wanted?
I need a new truck.
So I know this one you're going to get. It's going to be a lifer. You're going to keep it forever.
Take it all the way to my grave.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Get that
I'm very loyal to my products. What? I am.
Yeah, you're loyal.
30 seconds.
For about what, 6 months?
You know, I got some really nosy neighbors because they come over and go, what do you do for a living? And it's like, why?
You should tell them that
there's always these cars with these paper tags in your driveway.
You should tell them that what do they call those guys that?
Now, this girl needs to smile. She ain't smiled.
Come on, let's be it.
Look at that.
Come get on our screen so people can see you smile. Come on. What do they do? What do the guys call it? Chop shop? Tell them you're on a chop shop.
Guy goes, what happened to that blue sports car? I went, that's the problem. It was blue.
What happened to that blue truck? Gone.
Are you ready for the show? I said, are you ready for the show? Ladies and gentlemen, the show you've all been waiting for. Please make welcome Kurt Chase and the Automotive Edge.
We're here, folks. We're just listening to the album.
Can you play the bass of this?
Oh, sure. It's a pretty easy bass part, really.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. If you have an automotive need, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop, we are here to help. Phone lines are open, 214-787-1190, or go to theautomotiveedge.com. Check out the new website, family owned and operated and built. And we're all excited that it is in full swing right now and ready to help. We got a bunch of appraisals in this week. I did leave off the miles on the appraisal form. And so we're going to have to add that. And where people are putting that on. Every appraisal I got in this week, none of them had miles on it. My bad. I told my son I left putting that off. So everybody's putting the year, make, and model.
You know what's so
and the
funny about
condition,
that?
but not the miles.
The very first thing you look at a vehicle, what do?
Oh, look at the miles. I know.
I find that pretty funny. It's just,
Yeah. And so I had a gentleman. He goes, "How do you appraise cars?" Let me show you. And
Go
I
right
walked
to the
over to his
miles.
car and I said, "Turn it on." He goes, "What?" And I looked at the miles. He goes, "Just the miles?" I said, "No, now I'm going to look at your car."
Yeah. It's the first thing you look at right there. And then you left it off the website.
Yep. Leave it off the website. Leave it to Kurt. So anyway, we're getting it all shifted. Plus, we've got 3 brand new sponsors we're going to be announcing next Saturday. We are so excited to have this auto group on with us. And we'll have all 3 lines of their automobiles. So when you go to the Automotive Edge, the brands are increasing. And we should have the 4th new brand up here in about 2 weeks. We're in negotiations to get them on board. So we're getting there. We've got luxury brands coming on, 3 luxury brands that'll be starting with us next week, and then another brand coming in a week after that. So we're excited with the growth of the show and the fact that we have great relationships. And here again, if that brand is not on the website, it's okay. I know somebody. I had a guy the other day, he called me and says, "Hey, I need a Lexus." Fantastic. Called John Karen, hooked him up, and he took his Lexus home on Thursday. And a guy called me the other day for a BMW, hooked him up with my buddy over at BMW. There's nobody we don't know that sells everything. Rolls Royce, Lamborghinis, McLarens, got it. Porsche, got it. So we can help you, plus all the great sponsors that we have on our show. And that one of the great sponsors, this will be our 10th year, El Dorado Chevrolet in McKinney. If it's a Chevrolet, there's not a better place to go get your Chevrolet. 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. They are rocking and rolling. And my buddy Justin is on the desk and rock and rolling. They moved Rusty up to Sherman.
Oh, really?
And he's doing a 3-month tour of duty up there. And then you got Jason Long back from NADA school.
Good for him.
As the new GSM, and he's got things happening over there. So go see why they are 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. They don't care. I'm going to say they don't care, but it's okay if you don't buy today. If it's tomorrow, next week, next month, they want to make sure that you fully understand and go through all the processes of buying an automobile. So when you're ready, they're ready. Right next door, my buddy Tommy Milton with El Dorado Mazda, one of the fastest growing car companies. And I got to tell you, that new CX-90, if you're looking for the big SUV, stop in and see Tommy Milton and drive the new CX-90. And then you have the CX-5, one of their top sellers all the time, CX-30, CX-50, the new CX-70 V6, which you just don't see a whole lot of coming out in new releases. They've got it. The place, Eldorado Chevrolet, right next door, Eldorado Mazda, 380 and 75. You can find all the information online at EldoradoChevy.com. That's EldoradoChevy.com. Together, let's drive a new Chevrolet from Eldorado Chevrolet in McKinney.
The question for the morning is, do you think that was it all ladies? Was all ladies that went up supposedly in space?
Yeah.
The question of the day of the morning is,
Oh,
do you
boy.
think that they actually went to space or not? So all you got to do is call 214-787-1190. Give us your response, or you can make your comment on our social media sites, which is on Facebook, the Automotive Edge Facebook page, YouTube, the Automotive Edge radio show page channel, and give us a plug and let us know. Did they actually go into space?
Oh, boy. You know what?
What makes you think they did?
What makes you think they didn't?
Well, I just don't think they.
Okay. You know what? I think that the mantra for 2025 needs to be,
What's that?
get a life.
Yeah, that'd be a good mantra.
There are so many people that they just can't wait to tweet or Twitter or do whatever they do just to bash people. And 99% of the time it's because they're not happy with themselves. They're just not nice people, and their world is not good around them. And, they have that misery cloud that it always hangs over their head. Remember that the kid Pigpen on Charlie Brown always had that dirt cloud around him? Everybody that makes bad comments on social media has that dirt cloud over them. Every one of them. I get so sick where you hear people, well, Katy Perry, she's such a green person and she got on that rocket ship, and Oprah's fan, whatever her name is, all she talks about is green, and she gets on there. I'm like, you know what? Here's the deal, you bunch of losers. Stop posting. If you ain't got anything good to say, leave it alone. Quit being such a loser. Y'all do more damage than anybody with all your ignorant posts constantly all the time. I see people hating on car products. Man, this product, blah, blah, and they just go off, and I'm going, you know what? And I respond to all that stuff. I really get going. I'm going, so how many of those have you owned? It's my first one. Did they fix it? That's not the point. Is it driving okay now? That's not the point. Everybody expects everything to be perfect, and when it's not, you got all the losers that jump immediately on it and think they're doing some type of service, saying bad things about product and people when it's all been taken care of. Look in the mirror. When you see perfection, you look in the mirror and you see perfect. Well, make those comments.
One of the best songs that I've always talked about is one of the best songs that I love is Michael Jackson's "Man in the Mirror."
100%.
And that's a fabulous song. Forget about this, whatever you think about the person, but that song is fabulous. And that's where we should start. That's where each of us should start, is look in that mirror and evaluate yourself before anything else happens, and then don't worry
100%.
about evaluating anybody else.
100%.
Because you're never going to be 100%. So just start there, work yourself up to be the best you can be, and move on and live that way.
Yeah, 100%. When I talk to people and they say, I can't believe that you endorse this, I can't believe you endorse that, I'm like, based on what? Back in 1982, I owned one, and they get online and they just bash it. Something, what would that be? 60 years old, 40 years old, 50 years old, whatever.
It's a long time.
And they still hold grudges and bad feelings. And I'm going, you know what? It's really not the product, it's you.
Well, just think of how much things have changed in the last 5 years or 3 years with the quality of vehicles, electronics, and everything under the sun. And you're going to go back 50 years to complain about something?
Yeah, I love
Wake up.
I will never.
I'll never buy this one.
I've said never, but I've got never out there in the parking lot.
Yeah, because he's got black wheels on his truck. I can't tell you how many times I heard I'll never have black wheels.
And what was
on
the other
my
thing
truck.
that I would never have on a truck?
Yeah, a
A
sunroof.
sunroof. I got the whole roof is a
The whole
sunroof.
thing opens up. He's like, I didn't know it did that.
I
what-
picked up my two brothers and we went to lunch down in Ennis for the best mole I've ever had in my life.
what?
Best mole.
What is mole?
It's a sauce they put on the chicken, and it's an all-day love affair. You have got to be really, really, really good to make a great mole.
All right.
They make the best. And I opened it up, and I said, I just can't stand this. And my brother, he goes, and then I opened it up the rest of the way, all the way to the back, and he's like, you can't stand what? And I said, I've never understood sunroofs on a pickup truck. And he goes, well, I got one question for you there, stupid. Why'd you buy it? And Larry goes, well, it's got black wheels too. And so here's the thing: never is a terrible word for a lot of things. Now I will tell
I've quit
you
using it.
that I have never liked Brussels sprouts. I've never liked strawberries.
See, I don't understand that.
Ever.
What's the other one?
Strawberries.
Oh,
You eat strawberries?
I love strawberries.
Can't eat them. I don't get it.
Well, you like those crazy things that are what are that fish on your what do they call them?
Huh?
I don't even the stuff you put on your pizza.
Anchovies.
Yeah, bologna.
No, it's anchovies. I like bologna.
That, I
too.
know you love that. You'll take that on your pizza, but
That's why I tell people in the auto industry, quit being haters and get out and drive and have fun. And if you go to the automotiveedge.com, we hook you up with dealerships where guess what? You can go have fun.
yeah, and you won't have to worry because he can preset that up. You don't have to walk in and like, oh, well, I'm going to be like, food to the tigers or something. They know, get you set up. Hey, welcome in. We know you're coming. He let us know, and let's get after it and let you drive a few vehicles.
Well, the guy that got me in radio, and he was really my agent forever and ever and ever, making sure all my contracts were right and everything were good. His wife and their daughter Abby went out and test drove the new Forerunner. They drove the new Land Cruiser, and she goes, Kurt, that was the best experience I ever had. And that's what she goes. We showed up, we drove it, and the new Forerunner just came out. We're going to be talking about that here shortly. And she goes, absolutely incredible that they didn't ask for my social. I did give my driver's license.
How to do that?
We went and took a test drive, and both of them, they showed us all the features and everything on it. And he goes, well, we appreciate you coming by. And he goes, that was it. And I went, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
It's okay. But you know what? Sometimes you need an in. Everybody likes that person that can refer you or help you out with something where you don't feel pressure or under the gun like you have to. And that's what we do here on the Automotive.
Take that away from you. You don't have
so
to
stop
that.
the never.
30 seconds.
I've never been able to buy a car. I've never had a good shopping experience. Go to theautomotiveedge.com and let's get the never out of your vocabulary. 214-787-1190. Quick break. Don't go away. Bo will be right back.
Did you see? I saw on the news last night. I sent you that one with that lady that was that was riding in the car with her daughter.
See what?
I sent you this right here about that lady was riding with her daughter.
Oh yeah,
that was on TV last night on the news. It's gone viral.
She's a hoot.
Because everything is so fruity-tooty.
Fruity-tooty.
So, yes, and then you look at the sandwich, $75, and you think, this is such and such place. Well, and you have fruity-tooty, and fruity-tooty, and fruity-tooty, and I live in here. Well, you live in hers, but you grew up in Fort Worth. Well, no, Fort Worth isn't fruity-tooty. It's
right.
Nice. A good, great place to live. Everybody over there, something's wrong with them. They don't even, you can go anywhere and just to eat lunch, it's going to cost $200. You just sort of get in it. Well, we need to go to some Oscars and have his Oscars shit or whatever.
I guess I should have had that on there.
About Dallas because everything is so
Fruity tooty. How about that?
Yeah, she has been all over. Good morning, Bo, and the other guy.
Exactly.
Good morning, guys. I don't even know who James is. I guess first time listener. I don't know.
Oh, and thank you, Sherry Morrison, for tuning in out there in near Hollywood Lake, East Texas. Going to go see my friends next weekend.
Who?
Sherry Morrison, Sherry and Rick. She says, "Good morning, guys. Going out there next
Yeah,
weekend."
Sherry and I are good friends.
I know she said that.
Yeah, we go way back. Way back, me and Sherry. That's right.
Well, there you go. Well, I'm going out there and in the country time, spending
What part of the country?
East Texas,
Neck of nowhere?
pretty much. Here is here's the rooster crowing.
Where's that at?
Our house. There's little ducks
Oh, there they are.
chasing mama.
Yeah, so this James guy said he's your favorite. Well, I don't know what that means. You need to wake up. You having nightmares or something.
Check this out. This is the Amish Tesla. See that one?
Oh, I know. That's great.
The Amish Mafia sent that to me.
You know, I saw that they have a different group of Amish now. I forgot what they call themselves that are getting a little bit more modern.
Yeah, they're called New Order Amish or something like that. Hank keeps me abreast of all that all the time. They can now buy some vehicles and stuff, but they have to be real
to
plain.
give away. Little Stevie Wonder bringing in the Saturday. You know what, Maddie? Are you there, Maddie?
Really trying to get us in trouble on
Is Maddie there? Okay, Maddie. I have now 19 emails that have come across that said, bring the disco back. So we need to get together next week and we're going to do 90 days of disco. Okay?
90 days of disco. Actually, next week, I will not be here.
Uh-oh.
What?
I do have an event for my other job.
What did you just say?
I believe
What did you just say?
I didn't hear nothing.
Jason and Amanda will be taking over.
Oh, boy. Okay, so who can load in the music?
You
They
guys
can.
have to wait till she gets
Jason and
back.
Amanda are my bosses.
We'll see about that. All right, we'll figure that out.
I can play it on the. I can play it over
It's
here.
really easy. If you give me the list, I can do it before next
Well,
week.
there you go.
Okay, good. I'll have it to you on Monday. But yeah, we got to go with 90 Days of Disco. The complaints have come in. In fact, I was having lunch with my brother, and he goes, "Hey, what's with all that stupid music? What happened to the disco?"
Stupid.
It's
music.
not stupid.
See, now you
It's
just
your
talked
brother.
about.
I know.
You just talked about people not being, all negative and all that. Why did he have to say it like that?
Because he likes tuning in Saturday, and
Yeah, but he could have just said, "You know what, Kurt? I really enjoy the disco more than some of that other music. Not what's all that junk."
they said stupid.
Or see, that's even worse.
I can only do so much and stand so much. Remember
a
what?
life without music is a life I would not like to live. So I hope.
Do you
he
know
finds
that
his
music
happiness.
is the number one thing that people memorize in the world?
Well, they said it's a universal language. When I did the tour over in South Korea for the USO military tour, and we went to see some entertainment in South Korea, and there was a band out there playing, and they couldn't speak a word of English, but they were singing all these American rock tunes and sounded just like it.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
Yep.
So yeah, music is very important in people's lives.
All right, guys and gal, this segment of the show goes to you by Freeman Toyota, located on the affordable side of the Metroplex, 183 and 820. The new 4Runner is on the property. So head on over. It's lights out. I got to drive it. I got to check it out. And another home run. Now, the TRD Pro Off-Road that's on their property is not for sale yet. They have that one left there for people to always have something to drive with the new Toyota. But they've got a whole bunch coming down the pipeline. They have the hybrid 4Runners available, and they are something special. They are really, really cool vehicles. Toyota's done a great job, and especially bringing in the hybrid technology, which we're going to be talking about, which is totally off the hook. Toyota hit it again. So you have your Toyota Land Cruiser coming in at $56,000, which, you know, most of the Land Cruisers were $78,000 to $82,000 starting price. And now the Land Cruiser has 110 available different options to put on their vehicle. 110. And now you have the 4Runner with, I haven't even counted all the options and availabilities on that product, but you can dress it up, order it up, option it out in so many ways. And then the hybrid technology has really got people fired up, which they've been the leader in hybrid technology forever and ever and ever and ever. And just another home run. But they got a whole lot more from the Camry, which the whole line of Camrys now are hybrid technology, to the Corolla, the Tundra. Let me tell you, they got 4 Tundras sitting on the showroom floor. Just close your eyes and pick one, because they are something special. Great pricing, great finance, but then it comes down to great people. And here's the thing. When you go to freemantoyota.com, that's freemantoyota.com, look at what Dane Miner is giving you. You're getting more and not paying more at Freeman Toyota. Right when you click on it, look what Dane Miner is giving you. It says get more, pay nothing. And that's his way of saying thank you for doing business at Freeman Toyota. Online all the time at freemantoyota.com. That's freemantoyota.com. So what's most important to new car buyers coming up in the next segment? And then I want to hit something real quick. It says, how bad are tariffs going to hurt pricing and how soon? So far, we've seen nothing. If you look at everything that's coming out, even on the front page of Automotive News, says steel and aluminum tariffs worry auto suppliers. They're worried like everybody else, but nothing has happened. Nothing has come to fruition yet. And when you're the number one buyer of a product, they're going to have to give in. They're going to have to give in. It may be a little while, and they can just sit there and play the big boy, and we have it this way, and we're in charge, and here's how things are going to happen. But when they're not selling their product to the number one purchaser, that's a problem, because there's no other buyers out there for it. That's where the American people really need to understand what President Trump is doing. The Dems have started, the political campaigns against it. Nobody else. It's bad, 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 bad. But when you take a look at short and long term, what's going on with what has happened with us and other countries importing and exporting, you will see how bad we're taking advantage of. And when that football field gets leveled, you have a level field where it's not swayed one way or the other. I mean, you can't, take a football field and tilt it where on offense you're running uphill and on defense you're running downhill.
That'd be fun.
Then the game is swayed one way. Well, that's what's going on with these other countries, especially China. When you look at one time we're importing or exporting over 25,000 Fords into China, only 25. And you look at the 1.7 trillion in trade that we have, 20,000 vehicles. Last month was 5,000. And for a fact, I know, and in fact, this has gone on for so long. When I was selling custom vans, whether it was Choo Choo out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, or Regency van, or Mark IV, every one of those vans had a $30,000 to $40,000 to $50,000 tariff on it going in. Think about that. So our van was $30,000. It was $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 somewhere else. Well, that's going to limit the products that are going out. But then when they're coming in, we have tariffs to pay on these products as well. Where's the balance? Well, Donald Trump's going to take care of the balance. And a lot of people just need to pay attention to how long this is going on and the ramifications, because when these other countries hold on to their product and we're their number one buyer, and there's no other countries running in to go, hang on a second, we'll take all the stuff the United States didn't want. That's not happening. and their product starts to pile up and pile up and pile up, guess what they have to do? They have to go knock on the White House door and go, excuse me, President Trump, okay, we're in. That's the way it works. So be careful in what you're listening to. Be careful in what you're reading. Be careful on the understanding on these tariffs. It will be a win-win situation for the United States of America. What does the tariff do? It puts more money back into our hands.
Well, it's also encouraging companies to relocate either to America or back to America to build their products, which is where been the problem with our country for a long time, because these countries have been going out of our area, out of the United States, Mexico, Canada, or wherever, and it just takes jobs from us. It takes the economy away from us. It builds other places besides where we live and where we're from. And so that's an encouragement for them to come back. And they're coming back. And they're starting to build stuff here.
Yeah, you look at the trillions of dollars in these companies that are going to be building here, the new AI companies, the new chip manufacturers, then the other companies that are going, countries that are going, hang on a second, we can manufacture what China's doing, and we'll work with the United States on the tariffs.
There you go.
They're going to have to cave. Sooner or later, they're going to have to cave.
Why wouldn't anybody want something to be fair?
Oh, well, greed's always been a
Well,
terrible
there
word.
you go.
Yeah.
That's it right there. So if somebody's against all that, follow what the motive is, and that's going to be
1 minute.
greed or power.
Yeah, the auto industry is doing really, really well. There's a ton of cars being sold right now, and the main reason is because people are concerned that here in the next 30, 60, 90 days, prices are going up $15,000, $20,000, $30,000. That's not going to happen.
No.
Not going to happen. I don't have that crystal ball. It's not going to happen. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Quick break. We'll be right back.
We got some people joining in. Good morning to Ronnie Swain
Hello, Ronnie Swain.
and James Garrett. He said that's old
Who?
school. James Garrett.
It must be a new listener. I've never heard of him.
Yeah, old school turntable, he says, with the disco. Sherry Morrison again. Thank you for tuning in.
Ty Jimman.
Ty Gentman. And Ty, I don't
His
know.
Beaumont just won. I guess best in show out there. Good guy.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Nothing like having a Beaumont out there. See, and if I'd have been out there, you could have had the Beaumont and the guy from Beaumont out there. What's wrong with you? So we appreciate y'all tuning in this morning on our broadcast.
I don't think Boston ever made a bad song.
Who?
Boston and Journey. I think every song they ever wrote was a good song.
Good for them.
That's very negative, Bo.
I just said good for them. How
That
does
was
that
sarcastic.
negative?
That was so sarcastic.
How do you know my tone of that? I said
That's
good for
sarcastic.
them.
No.
Yeah.
You know, I got a question for you.
I'm not. This is not a question and answering time right now. We're on
It
a
is.
break.
It is. You want to wait till we're live?
Whatever you want to do, we can wait. So Miss Sherry sent me this. Let's see what this looks like here. This is some music. I'll see what it was.
Sherry
Morrison.
Sherry Morrison. We'll be over there next week having lunch with her.
Well, I am. Oh, that's cool. Chicago covers. Oh, that's cool. You'll like that.
Oh, I saw that video. That is really cool.
Is that cool or what? Thank you, Sherry, for sending that. I'm looking forward to going through all that.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with
Look at
Chicago.
that.
Mr.
Those
Chase?
horns.
Yeah.
He told Ralph to call back.
Wow.
Why?
Well, he called and the
That's
line
beautiful.
disconnected by accident. So tell him to call back.
Okay, Ralph Paul, if you're listening,
I'll text
please
him.
call us back.
I'll text.
Ralph Paul.
Paging Ralph Paul.
That's right. Paging Ralph Paul. Give us a call, Ralph Paul.
Call us back.
Yep.
What happened? Do you have to go?
Well, we had a little disconnect back in studio.
No, we don't have those things.
A little bit. Yeah.
Sherry,
Morning.
thanks for sending that. That's very cool. All right.
That's another band that all their music was good with Chicago.
Oh, yeah. They played a lot of good stuff. Well, I've always been a fan of horn bands. You know, any, like our favorite band, September Song. Lost the
Cool in the Gang?
Cool in the Gang. No, not Cool in the Gang. They don't do that. Cool in Gang's one, like them. But come on, man. It's our favorite band. The song September.
Commodores.
It's not the Commodores
know.
either.
I know.
Come on, you're just trying to choke me out, aren't you? Commodores had horns too.
Yeah.
And
So Cool in the Gang.
I know, but that's not
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Thank you. That's so hard for you.
No, I was just hoping you'd agree one time, and then I'd go, you're wrong.
But no, I love that band. And they're
Good
great.
morning, Cindy Green, Cindy Beauclair.
Finally got it. Thank you.
What?
Steve Perry. Yes, you're correct. Awesome.
214-787-1190. We are here today live. Grapevine Dodge, 0%, 72 months. All 2025 Ram 1500s, 0% for 72 months. Unbelievable. And get this, no payments for 90 days. So 0% APR for 72 months and no payments for 90 days. So that would be, August before you make your first payment? And it comes in at 0% APR? How do you like me now? And there's a whole lot more to go to grapevinedodge.com. That's grapevinedodge.com. Take a look at all their specials and come out. The inventory is fantastic. See the all-new, totally rebuilt Grapevine Dodge here at 114 and William D. Tate. And stop in to see us. We're going to be here the noon hour. They're going to be here till 9 o'clock, helping you with all your Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram needs.
And it's a beautiful day here in North Texas, too, after we've had a boatload of rain.
What's a boatload?
Well,
How many gallons are in a boatload?
Well, it depends on how big the boat is.
Oh, okay. Well, you said a boatload.
If you're on a cruise, it's going to be a lot of water.
Well, how big's the boat? You said the boatload.
I have no boat, so I know I've got a little
rowboat.
A little rowboat. It wouldn't take much, a couple gallons. But it's a beautiful, beautiful day here in North Texas. And
that's right. Go to grapevinedodge.com. Okay, here's my beef. Well, you know, one thing I've noticed when baseball season started, why do so many people put their glasses on upside down and never put them on over their eyes? I'm looking at...
You talking about over their hats?
Yeah, and they put them upside down.
That's just trying to be cool, like wearing your hat backwards.
And you look out there in the stands, and all these dads have those streamlined glasses with the reflectors on it, upside down, and the players have them on that way too. I'm like,
we got a phone call.
Why do you even have them on your head?
It's to look cool.
There's nothing cool about it.
Just like bling bling.
I don't get it.
I think we have a caller.
If I got sunglasses, I'm wearing them to block the sun. Unbelievable. Let's go to my favorite guy, not only my great CBD buddy, but my great lamb chop buddy, my great wine buddy.
Yeah, I've never had that opportunity to taste the lamb chops.
My great dining buddy, Ralph Paul, the owner of your CBD store in Keller. How are you, brother? Hello, Ralph.
What if it's not Ralph?
I just did that big introduction, and now we don't have Ralph. Okay. Well, all right, Maddie. I guess that was a joke on Kurt.
No, it wasn't. We have Ralph.
No, we don't.
Where is he? Is he?
Let me.
Is this Ralph Houdini this morning?
Yeah, this is true. Yes, we do, and he's
Yes,
not
we
on
do.
with us.
Beautiful.
Okay, Maddie. Whatever you're thinking back there in studio. 214-7.
I promise you, I'm not purposely pranking you.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Fix the line.
I hope you are, because I love it.
214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. They're having a free tribute to Stevie Ray Vaughan at the
Ooh.
park put on by the city of Cockrell Hill today.
How about that? The
Hey.
great Stevie Ray Vaughan.
I'm going to tell you how to spell Cockrell Hill?
Well, I think she probably did.
Crocker Hill.
Yeah, it
Cindy-
looks like
Cindy-
Crosser Kill.
Yeah, Cindy's had a couple Bloody Marys this morning,
Yeah,
and
little
we don't know
CBD
where we're going, but
little
it's Crocker
CBD
Hill.
early. Well, you know, can I take this moment to, because Ronnie Swain said he's coming out to see us next week. We are going to be doing a live event at the Cycle Center in Denton, Texas next week. It's a car show for the, and give me a second. It kind of got me off guard, but give me 1 second. I'll get to it real quick. It is for the veterans. Here we go. It's the 8th annual Veterans Car and Motorcycle Show. It's at the Cycle Center in Denton, Texas, and it's to benefit the home of the Vietnam Veterans Chapter 920. So you want to come out and see us out there? We'll be out there
You
from
sounded like Forrest Gump, Vietnam.
Vietnam. Hello, Vietnam. Did you see that thing I sent you? That comedic act when he said. But anyway, come out and see us. It's going to be next Saturday, May 3rd. The show's from 11 to 3. I've sent it out there on my social media sites about that. Registration is from 10, starting at 10. Excuse me. Yeah, and registration fee is $20. So bring your car out. Bring your car out or your motorcycle at the Cycle Center of Denton, Texas, next Saturday morning. And Kurt and I will be out there live on location. Come by and see us, shake our hand, tap Kurt on the head, and enjoy the show. And Ronnie will be out there joining us.
Why do you got to encourage people to tap me on the head?
Because you're a good little boy.
Wow. Do we have Ralph yet? Okay.
No, sir. I'm resetting the lines.
Oh.
I like that. It's my South Irving grammar.
That hasn't changed it either, has it? That's funny. Well, there you go. That's kind of cool.
Do I know what today is? The older you get than me, I finally caught up with you today. Well, happy birthday, Cindy Green.
Oh, yes. You want to say happy birthday to her?
My Vika banquet date.
Was that your first date ever?
No.
Oh, that's right. You left a legacy about that, didn't you?
Cindy and I took her to her Vika banquet. It was called the Vika Drill Team for the Vikings. And we went to Granny's Dinner Playhouse, and we saw Last of the Red Hot Lovers with the grandpa from the Munsters.
Oh, cool.
And Don Wells from Gilligan Island.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, yeah. Great show. And so, yeah, we had a grand old time. And we went with Randy Kemp and Kathy. And I forgot who else joined us. But anyway, it was a real good time. I got the picture of us. I got my brown suit on and my boutonniere, and she got her corsage.
How about that?
Yep.
Well, there you go. 1975.
Yep.
There it is.
That's right.
I don't remember the 70s.
She is one of my true dear friends.
Yes, she is. She's a guy.
Yep. She's been a friend of mine for many, many years, and married a great guy, and she still got all the energy in the world. I'm going to tell you what, that girl's going down swinging when she gets called to heaven. She can bring a whole new facet to heaven.
We already saw what kind of facets she brought when y'all were having that reunion.
That's right. So here we go. How soon can we see the tick in used car prices? It's already started. Used car prices have started to go back up. I've got a dealer friend that usually stocks in 100 to 105.
All right, we have Ralph now.
No, we don't. We have stocks in 100.
Yes, we do. Watch this.
Ralph, are you there?
Yeah, we're about to go on a break. I'm going to wait till after the break.
He's not there.
Yes, he is. Talk.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow,
Hello,
wow.
hello.
Little, what do they call it? A little technical difficulty.
Sound like you're in a cave.
Where are you, buddy?
Well, I am driving to the store, my friend.
Okay.
There you go. What is going on
We
at
just vote.
your CBD store today, right there on Main Street in Keller? But you can go to your CBD store, Keller.com, check everything out, and they ship for free. So what's happening at the store today?
Well, Carol and I will be working the store. So if anybody wants to come see us, we'll be there all day. Our staff is doing the killing cancer over at the Birch. Okay, smashing cancer. Our staff is going to be over there with Chrissy. That's right in Keller, the tennis courts. And we're just helping people and having fun. That's what makes us number one.
You want to see Ralph and hear about Ralph and hear about his heart about CBD. If you go to theautomotiveedge.com, go to the website, click on Kurt in the community, and there's Ralph and I talking about CBD. We've gotten already over 1,000 views to the video on Ralph, and the questions start coming in. And here's one thing I want you to do. Call Ralph. Don't call Kurt about CBD. Call Ralph about CBD. I can direct you there. I can give you my testimony. I can tell you about the products that we take every day that I love. But you want to talk to Ralph because he's the guru of what you're putting in your body and on your body. And I encourage people, Ralph, they need to start a dialogue because there's so many people that have taken bad CBD, people that have taken CBD that have done nothing because it's been in a grocery store or a gas station, whatever. They need to take the time to have that conversation and know exactly what they're taking and doing.
And
Absolutely.
if you do,
my wife is a retired nurse, and she'll be there today to answer any of your questions.
If you go to TikTok, if you're a TikTok user, you can search the Automotive Edge radio show, and you'll get to see that too. Your CBD store in Keller between Ralph Paul and the great Kurt Chase.
That's right. Hey, Ralph, we got to go to break. Don't go away. Hang on with us. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Quick break. I'm Kurt Chase with the man, Big Wheels Bo Carver. Maddie back in studio, our little daffodil.
Yes, she is.
We'll be right back.
There we go. That's the band right there. That's the fire. Ah, dude, that's some fabulous music right there.
To the world you belong.
Very good. I guess I'm gonna have to start hooking up some of my music here and play it on the break.
I love that song.
Oh, that's a fantastic song. Have you ever heard the song "This Is It" by Natalie Cole? Yeah, we'll play it for you real quick.
I tell you what, I sure love that the way they did the special effects where her and her dad are singing together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
that was pretty awesome, wasn't it? Sorry.
She has one of the most beautiful voices.
Well, she did.
Yeah.
But yeah, her dad was really weird. Great.
I mean, Whitney Houston and Natalie Cole had two of the most beautiful voices.
I like.
You like who?
What's
Really?
her name? Gladys Knight and the Pips. I used to do all the moves.
Yeah. Midnight Train to Georgia.
Yeah. Woo-hoo. I don't think I'm the right thing.
You remember Toni Braxton?
Yeah.
Golly, that I don't know what happened to her. You don't even hear from her anymore. She came. Remember Sade?
Oh, Sade, I think.
Sade. Yeah, we're going to talk. We're going to do another one.
I don't think you have the R in there. I think it's Sade. You don't pronounce the R in her name.
Boy, here we go. Dr. Pepper, you already lost.
I promise you don't pronounce her name Sade. It's Sade.
You don't even say like Sade.
Sade. There you go. But it's not Sade.
I'm not saying Stargate.
I didn't say you were.
Golly.
You and your pronunciations, man.
Proper pronunciations.
There we go.
So I did win a bet with Bo today. Got me Dr. Pepper back out of the 9 cases that I owe him.
I had a lot to bet.
Yours was not drafted.
No, it wasn't that.
Yes, it was.
It was not. We're going to bet a Dr. Pepper on what the bet was.
Okay, what was the bet?
It was yours winning a high school football.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I got my Dr. Pepper right back.
I didn't bet, though. I didn't take the bet.
Yeah, you did, too.
He won a state championship with Southlake, and I went, no, he did not.
And I bet that.
Dodd's daddy beat him every time they played against each other down at Westlake.
Yeah, exactly.
Put a whooping on him.
But I thought he'd won it. I know they'd been there, but I thought they won it. But
Yeah, they were there at the dance, but they did not finish it. So every time Southlake went to play, Daddy put a whooping on the son. So what are you listening to?
Listen, I'll show you this.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. I put it up.
So is she passed? Oh, this will be. Oh, there he is.
About that, huh? There is a little bit of Everlasting Love by the Natalie. Great Natalie Cole. Beautiful stuff.
Yep.
So I got my Dr. Pepper back. I'm on a roll.
We didn't bet.
We did.
That wasn't
So
a
we
bet. That was a conversation.
So now
we didn't bet.
So now we got to bet whether we bet or not. You said, I'll bet you Dr. Pepper. And I said, yes, I will, because I got plenty to spare. And you looked it up and you said, see, I told you. I said, oh,
I didn't say bet.
oh man.
Play it back.
You're you're so hard to live with.
214-787-1190. Who's singing this song here?
Let's see. Annie Lennox.
There you go. 214-787-1190. Joining us on the Automotive Edge hotline, our buddy Ralph Poller. You there, Ralph? Hey, so I got a guy that sent a text message that says, hey, ask Ralph, what is this brain boost thing you keep bragging about? Tell me exactly what the deal is with it. Why don't you go over that just a little bit about your new brain boost product?
Well, it has a slight amount of caffeine in it, but, there's zero sugar, and it has one of the cannabinoids called CBG, and that's more for energy and focus. I know I try to drink a half a can before I play golf, and it really keeps my head in the game. My brain doesn't wander. So it's not a Red Bull. It's not coffee. It's just a very mild attention getter, if that makes sense.
Yep. And talk about you. I mean, you've got a full line. Every time you turn around, you got over 100 products there. But talk about some of your top sellers that you have there at your CBD store in Keller.
Well, one of the things you talk about all the time is our pain cream and the menthol spray. It's very, very popular. The trim products, the weight loss products have become very, very popular. That comes in a tablet and also a gummy. So I'm flying to Florida tomorrow to go work with our doctor for a couple days. And they're actually coming out with some new products. I'll be able to inform you more about that. But another newer product that we have is the Kava gummies. And, you see that around now, Kava bars, things of that nature. And it's more just to kind of mellow you. And so we've just got a lot of things coming down the pipeline, and we're enjoying it, helping people.
No doubt about it. It's not about the high. It's about the health. And let me give that. You go to your CBD store, Keller.com. That's your CBD store, Keller.com. You guys ship for free. You're USDA certified organic and a whole lot more. It's people's pets and a different way to reboot your system. And that's why I always tell people, if you sit with you and Carol, you'll find ways to reboot things that probably haven't worked in a while. Maybe you're focused, maybe you're thinking, maybe a good night's sleep, maybe you need your collagen creams, your lotions, energy. I mean, it's about sitting around and dialoguing and really finding out what's going on for you guys to write the recipe to kind of change what's going on in their lifestyle.
Absolutely.
But it's also about the fact that one gummy doesn't cure all. If you're not very familiar with CBD, you sit in the convenience stores, hey, we got CBD. Just get that out of your mind, because that is where you want to stay away from, and go to people that know what it's about, who to talk to, that knows so much about it, and that's your CBD store.
There we go. Go to yourcbdstorekeller.com. That's yourcbdstorekeller.com. And here's the deal. Mary and Elisa both went and bought products. They don't even know you're listening to the Automotive Ed Radio Show. Let Ralph and them know, hey, I was listening to the Automotive Ed Radio Show, because I'm telling you, I use it every day. Every day I have a Your CBD product in my body. The SunMed is the best of the best. But let them know what sent you into the store. Enjoy maybe a little discount.
One of your high school buddies, Bob, and his wife came in last week.
Nice. Good.
Yeah, they bought products for their dog and themselves.
I like it. We need more of that. I'm telling you, there's a great way to clean your body out and get healthy. Remember, it's not about the high, it's about the health. yourcbdstorekeller.com. Ralph, have a big day. I'll see you after the show.
You got it, gentlemen. Thanks again. Have a good one.
You too, bet. That's Ralph Paul. I'm telling you, you want to change your lifestyle? The seltzers. You say, well, maybe I'm drinking a little bit too much. Try a seltzer. Get home, drink one of those Island Times, a half of one, and just relax. I'm telling you, I come off a stressful day. I have a half a can of Island Time, and I am chilled. I like it.
I've had one on the show before.
Yeah, not good. Well, he's quite entertaining. You think he's entertaining now? Well, let's plot him an Island Time and see how happy
I had
he
a
is.
great time.
But just the way a lot of this stuff cleans out your system, help you lose weight. Bath bombs. Hey, Mother's Day is coming up. And what a great way to get her some bath bombs, collagen creams, some lotion, some nighttime gummies, or some my wife loves the CBG gummies. It helps her stay focused at work. You got the brain boost. There's a bunch of things you can put a
got
nice
the mushroom
basket together
gummies
for
that
mom.
are that get you really dialed in.
Yeah, my wife takes the mushroom gummies, and she doesn't have swelling in her feet anymore.
How about that? See, those are the kind of testimonies, and that's just one of many that you if you knew the testimonies that came out of that store, you'd be shocked.
Yeah, every time that we were in there doing a live show, somebody would come on, and I still can't get over the lady from North Carolina.
We had tears in our eyes on some of those.
Ooh, unbelievable stories people are telling us about CBD, but you got to be the right product with the right people. yourcbdstorekeller.com. All right. What do we got here? We got just a couple of minutes. I really want to hit on what's going on with used cars because it's graduation time, and I've got a lot of upset people that are calling me about used cars. I had one guy call me up and literally cuss me out.
I would have loved to hear that call.
It was ugly. And I'll tell you how that transpired, and I did not mean to be a smart aleck, but he did take it that way. It was ugly.
You're going to give us a play-by-play on it?
Oh, it was ugly. Yeah, we'll cover that coming up and a whole lot more here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show today. Live, Grapevine Dodge. I'm telling you, 72 months, 0 APR on 1500s, 90 days, no payment, and more and more and more. Come on out today and make your deal at grapevinedodge.com.
We're going to go to break?
Yeah. No, we've been on a break. You didn't know that?
I guess I didn't. I thought he was doing his little sign off now. I'll break to music. Sorry.
Maddie is really messing with us.
She's just having an island time over there.
Yeah, she's not going to be here next week, so she figured, what the heck, I'll just tear into him today.
She's got her feet propped up on the table.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm going to go play music now.
Got a latte in her hand going, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to be here next week. Who cares?
That's funny. Yeah. So next Saturday, y'all come join us out at the Cycle Center in Denton, Texas. Bring your cars out. $20 to register, and a lot of trophies be handed out. Goes for a super cause. So we'll be out there live ourselves, doing our broadcasts on the radio, as well as being around all the cars. Gonna be fun.
Well, I hope you have a good show out there.
I will. I'll take it over. You trust me?
No.
It'd be probably the last show.
It would be. Yeah, we would be one and done.
Come on, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll tell the studio.
Well, if you didn't,
I tell the studio to do best of the whole time you're talking.
well, here's the thing: if you couldn't make it, you could call in and do the show while you're on, just like we're talking to Ralph.
Hmm.
I mean, they wouldn't see you, but I could take and put a picture of you up. I got that great picture of you wearing the McDonald's outfit. Then you could call in and do the show live too. We'd be out there, or I'd be out there. See what we got. They're talking about partly cloudy and 81 degrees next Saturday. Going to be a great day. We're going to be coming out of Friday night at 55 degrees and only a high of 81, so it won't be 81 until later in the day. So it's going to be a gorgeous Saturday, next Saturday at Cycle Center in Denton for the car show out there for the Vietnam. Do you say Vietnam? What do you say? I said Vietnam most of my life, but then I've heard Vietnam. What do you say? You just dropping the mic and going? So it's to benefit the home of the Vietnam Veterans Chapter 920. They've restored a Green Valley Historical School, and this helps that organization. They do a lot of things to help people in that area, in that vicinity, and also helps the Vietnam veterans there for that Chapter 920. Be sure and come out. Full class show with 30 great classes, 6 Best Show Awards, and Veteran Pick Trophy. So don't forget to come out and join us there. Good morning, Art Naismith. Appreciate you joining us this morning. So next Saturday, we will be live on location at Cycle Center of Denton in Denton, Texas. Our radio show starts at 8 a.m. and goes till noon. But come on out because the car show starts at 11, but there'll be a lot of activity going on before 11, but that's actually when the show actually starts. And there's be a lot of things going on out there. So come and join us and Cycle Center for the 8th annual Veterans Car and Motorcycle Show there. All right. Take care of your business. Everything all right? No patience. It says Vietnam and Vietnam are in both the same country. I've heard that, Art. Could be wrong.
You know what? I've never thought Robin Williams was too funny. I always thought he was like way off
Overkill.
the charts. Yeah, it was just, too much. But Good Morning Vietnam, the movie, he was the best in it. When he was the DJ, doing the radio,
Right,
and they
everyone.
kept trying to, stop him and everything. That was a good movie.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, I thought he was pretty funny. I thought he was it Miss Doubtfire he played?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, he was.
Anytime he came on, like Johnny Carson,
He was just
so
too
over the top.
hyped up.
Yeah.
Way too hyped up. Yeah, but he's cool. He's gone, so we can talk about him.
Well, in some of the Academy Awards and the roasts and everything, he was pretty funny because he really,
Studied it to go what he's going to
Yeah,
present. Right.
But as far as
Off the cuff.
I remember when Mork and Mindy came out, that was a great part for him, but it was always too much for me.
Right, I got you.
But Good Morning Vietnam, great one.
What about Sam Kinison?
Oh,
Well, he was a Spitfire, wasn't he? Go where the food is.
you know who I like listening to was George Carlin.
Oh, one of the best.
That man,
Boy, he hated the government, didn't he?
he had an insight like nobody else.
He did.
I love listening.
Told
to
it
him.
like it was.
Oh yeah, he didn't blink about it. I'm surprised the Democrats didn't have him arrested.
They probably would have liked to.
He was the best.
What'd you say, Maddie?
I will be sliding. What does that say? I'll be sliding in on both hills, Kurt, and I'll have your back when you enter the Golden Gate, and we will disco all day long to celebrate. Grateful for our true friendship. That's right. You don't get a lot of, I don't know how people, they have a lot of good friends, but Cindy is one of my dear friends, and I can go down the list. I was really blessed because our high school class, there was a lot of great people in it. And when we had the pizza party over at Three Barrels there in Grapevine,
Yep.
and I got to see everybody. I mean, there was so much neck hugging, and what a great, great time.
Are you ready for the show? I said, are you ready for the show? Ladies and gentlemen, the show you've all been waiting for. Please make welcome Kurt Chase and the Automotive Edge.
We need to do hand claps.
What was that?
What was what?
Wow. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge radio show today live. Grapevine Dodge. Come on. Inventory's great. 0 for 72 months on 1500s. No payments for 90 days. Wow. Now's a good time to take advantage. Let me tell you, trades are at all-time high. They have gone back up. They're not going down. They are going up. Take advantage now. Another great sponsor, Burleson Nissan. I spent 2.5 hours out there with Justin Crane yesterday.
Ruh-roh.
I don't think I've laughed that hard in a long time.
Oh, he's a great guy, fun guy, very educated guy.
Oh, we were telling old car stories, and I had a buddy said, you ought to write a book. I said, they'd take me out. They'd hire a hitman on me.
Yeah.
But we had great stories. We kept laughing back and forth and talking about the industry and the way things were going, and what a great guy. Right there at 35 in Renfro Road in Burleson. Stop in and see Justin Crane. Let me tell you, 4 cars under 25,000, 6 cars under 30,000. The Nissan Versa, the Nissan Sentra, the Nissan Kicks, the Nissan Altima, the Nissan Rogue is just off the charts. And now you got the new Nissan Armada in stock and ready for delivery. And this man, I got to tell you, he stocks in about 100 used cars. He's down about 40, and he's needing trades, and he does not want to go to auction. The place, Burleson Nissan, you want a brand new car under $25,000, which is lower than the average price of a average pre-owned sale. You can't go wrong. Burleson Nissan, 35 on Renfro Road. See our buddy Justin Crane and let him know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show here on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia network. So here's what's going on. The trend hasn't stopped. Used car prices are going up. Everybody has started the Chicken Little syndrome about the tariffs and everything that's going on with the tariffs and what's it doing to the market. And, well, one thing it is doing, because too many people are, just out there talking smack, is raising used car prices, which is good for you. When you look at all the sale prices that are going on and trade values higher, you're financing less, you're paying less or nothing in taxes based on the trade difference. And I'm seeing it. I appraised 3 cars last month, and they picked up on one $1,800, the other was $2,000, the other one was $2,600. Is how bad that dealer wanted that vehicle on their lot from a month ago. He called me up and goes, hey, is that those folks still looking to trade? And I called him and says, heck yeah, $2,600 more on that trade. So when they go to the auction, they're looking at the auction and they're coming through, and we're looking at MMR, which is Manheim Market Report. And these cars are going for, $2,000-3,000 over MMR. Plus they got to ship them. Plus they pay the auction fee. Plus they pay the reconditioning. Plus they pay the guy to put it on the internet. Plus they have to pay a salesperson. Plus. It's such a great time to trade right now. But here's the thing. Make sure you're getting all the money. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, or contact Kurt. And
I think it says ask question, doesn't it?
No, it says contact Kurt.
I'm going to see.
Okay, bet you Dr. Pepper. And fill out the information and get it to me. It's real important that yesterday I was driving back from Burleson, and a gentleman called me on a truck, And he goes, hey, I got this 3/4 ton describing. I'm like, man, that's a nice truck. He said, what do you think? I went, 62,000. He goes, what did you say? I said, I'm giving you a rough number, not even looking at the truck, 62,000. And he goes, you're kidding, right? Well, he called the dealer and he goes, hey, don't order the truck. Don't do nothing. Well, they're actually locating it. And he goes, forget it. I'm going somewhere else. I'm like, wait a minute. And so he went over to a friend of mine. The guy goes, well, I'll give you 60. We got to put tires on it. And there was a few things. And he goes, buddy, that's still $8,000 better than I was getting from the other dealer. So if he hadn't made that call, he was already having them locate the pickup truck. $8,000. And they told him, well, because we're doing employee pricing and because of this and this and this. Well, hang on just a second. Used car values have not dropped because of employee pricing. It hasn't. You know, the graduation frenzy is on, and I've got moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas calling me. So go to the automotiveedge.com. What does it say on there, Bo?
Okay, you owe me another Dr. Pepper.
No, I don't.
Because when you do that, it does pop up and say, I have a question. No thanks. So
What does it say on the taskbar?
Okay, so you go to the little 3 white bars on the right-hand corner, and it says connect with Kurt, not contact Kurt.
Well, you're wrong too. So we're even. Anyway,
we're just trying to help you navigate to the new website. And it is fabulous, by the way. Check it out, theautomotiveedge.com. It is very, very well done now. And there's a little, what do you call that down at the bottom? That right
message.
Like a message part. You can click on that and then you leave a message to that way. Yep. Send a message. So there's a lot of ways to get in contact with Kurt on this thing. Check it out, theautomotiveedge.com. The website looks really good.
All right, so here's what happened. I had a lady call me on Wednesday.
Oh, good.
She said, hey, Kurt, I'm looking for a car for my daughter. She's headed to Tulane.
Which is in Louisiana.
She said, we're looking for a low mileage car, reliable, durable, that has no problems, clean, nice car, preferably a Honda, a Toyota. She started naming these. And I got $7,500. And I said, so is that your down payment? She said, no. I said, well, ma'am, that factory is closed.
Oh, boy.
And she said, what do you mean? I said, they don't make cars like that. And she goes, I don't understand. I said, there is no such thing unless it's family owned and they're gifting it, that you can get that kind of car with low mileage, clean, nice car for $7,500. And she goes, so I don't understand why the factory's closed. And I went, well, I'm just giving you.
They
don't make those. They don't have those. They're not available. That was gone 20 years ago. So I'm on the computer and I said, well, hang on a second here. Let me just tell you. Here's a Honda Civic 2014, 190,000 miles on it. And the price on the car is $89.95. And she's like, oh my gosh. I went, yeah, oh my gosh. It needs work. It needs tires. It needs, and I'm going through the list. And she goes, okay, have a good day. So the husband calls about 2 hours later and he goes, this Kurt. And I said, Jan, he goes, hey, why you got to be a smart A to my wife? I'm like, who is this? What about this used car factory that's closed? I went, sir, no, let me tell you something. And boy, he ripped me a new one.
Can I get his number so I can call him and tell him thanks?
And get him to call in and go back over it. And he was just livid. And he goes, there's no used car factory. I said, you're 100% correct. I was making a point. He goes, well, I don't like the way. And he just went off. And I went, I apologize. It was not meant to upset anybody. I was
just trying to make a point that trying to let her know that just doesn't happen. It's not available. It's not out there anymore.
Yeah, there's no such vehicle unless mom or dad or your aunt or uncle or grandma or grandpa or somebody you really know and love has that car available to give you the keys for $7,500. The average $7,500 car, if they're, and I don't see hardly any advertised, they all have problems. They all need work. They all need.
Well, they're going to be high mileage, usually. and they're going to need work different places. But that's all the more the reason that we've talked about considering leasing if you're going to need one for your child going to college or going senior in high school or whatever, because you take that kind of money and you can actually, if you trust them taking care of it, you might find out that's a good way to go.
Yeah, it is really tough, and I understand it. You know, when I explained to her, and I sent her 3 more cars at that price point, what they were getting, and they were just going.
What was it, around 2,100?
2,100.
I mean, it's called 21,000, 18, 19.
Well,
Where are we at?
I sent her 4 cars that I was going by 15,000 miles per year.
Okay.
So I found her a 2020 with 68,000 miles for 18,900.
About
and
what
she
it is.
goes, so what do I buy it for? I said 18,900. And she said, well, that is ridiculous. I said, I understand.
Yeah, well, we know that.
And so I sent her 4 cars, and so I got a call, and he goes, we're going to go ahead and do this on our own. That's fine. And he goes, I just don't appreciate what come out of your mouth. I said, well, you know, I apologize. There was no malice intended. Well, I got a call yesterday.
Yeah.
They're beat. They are worn out. They're done.
Did you make him apologize to you?
Nope. Nope, I didn't.
Well,
and he goes,
nice.
We are sticker shocked.
Yeah.
At what? And he goes, now tell us again about that one pay lease. And I said, well, here, let me tell you. And I said, you get a better money factor. You're going to pay less, this, that, and the other. The payments are going to be down, and you're going to one pay it up front. And so I went over the whole thing with him. And so he's going to the dealer today.
Well, there you go.
And he goes, I have a good kid. They are responsible. I'm not concerned about them not taking care of it. It's not going to be driven that much. And actually, they're taking she's taking her bicycle to school.
Cool.
And
so the miles
it'll be more getting her home
nothing.
and to and from her a long drive versus being on the campus or bad
Beautiful.
weather. She has a car. And he goes, this is a crazy world we live in. I said, buddy, it's not getting any cheaper. It's going to continue to go up. It's not going down.
But the residual value on that vehicle, if it's good, then that car will be worth something at the end of that lease.
Yeah, it's $219 a month.
Yeah.
And so times that time 36 month with the TTNL, and
bada bing, bada bang.
there you go. 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. Quick break. We'll be right back.
So will I.
Hey, would you chunk that for me?
I got my first real stick.
Oh, that was
loud. Played it till my fingers bled.
I'm going to throw it here in a minute. Hit you in the back of the head. Playing a band, and we tried real hard. I wish I could sing. I do. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Art, good to see you. Cindy, you have a blessed day as well. Always good having you join us. And be sure to like and share when you see this. I guarantee you're going to have a friend or a family member, a neighbor, or somebody that's going to need an automobile sooner or later. And if you like and share, they'll know that they have an advocate in the auto industry that can always help them with their automotive needs. We can take care of it for them. So let them know that we're here to help, or direct them to the Automotive Edge website. And they can see that all they got to do is give me their name and number, and I'm going to give them a personal phone call and go, hey, how can we help you today with your automotive needs? So, because I'm getting a lot of those calls from people going, hey, Kurt, tell me, is this a good deal? And I do not like those conversations. Never have, never will. They're never fun. Telling people whether they got a good deal or a bad deal. It never is. So let's get it done right the first time and talk to the individuals, get them with the dealerships where they can pretty much go in, test drive, and then they're good to go. So it's just that simple. That way, they have a chance to go out and drive and get everything priced, get everything figured out, and they're rocking and rolling. 787-1190. You got a question. Let us get you the answer. Man, I didn't realize how loud that was when it hit the ground.
Did it hit it all the way?
Oh, I caught it, but the microphone part did.
It's called drop mic.
Yeah, that's a little loud.
Was it?
A little loud.
Well, usually when a microphone hits something solid, it's going to be pretty rough.
So we're not supposed to get any rain today, are we?
No, it's coming Tuesday, I think. See what we got. I'll check the weather situation here. Give you a little update on our weather here in North Texas. Let's see. Didn't look like anything today. Cloudy. Tuesday. Tuesday, Wednesday.
What are the percentages, though? Low?
50 and 90 Wednesday.
Oh.
So we're probably going to be getting it for sure Wednesday, but Tuesday, 50% chance. That's probably going to get something there too.
Huh.
So it's all good.
I hear you, man. This place is nice.
Isn't it? So are you having a vehicle that's arriving here? Or are you ordering it or what? Are you
Ordering.
getting, so what are you not getting from the one that's over there? You don't like the side.
That's the tungsten edition. I think $93,000.
Wow, that's what's that matter to you?
Huh?
What's that matter to you?
Retirement. Yeah, I can't afford that truck. A lot of truck.
It is a lot of truck. It's gorgeous, though.
Yeah, the Ram boxes, I have no need for them.
Yeah, you're not a mechanic, so you don't need it.
15
So
seconds.
mine, if you
Thank
pull the Ram boxes off, the seating and everything on that tungsten is completely different than what I have.
Bee Gees. Trying to get you.
We can feel it. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. If it's an Acura, go see my buddy David Gomez, Highly Acura, Fort Worth, right there at 820 in Riverside, and stop in and drive the all-new Acura ADX. I've got two people going over today that they said, we hear you're talking about it, and now we're going to see if the proof is in the pudding. I've never understood that cliche. The proof is in
There's
the
a
pudding.
lot of things we don't get out of some of these cliches.
Yeah, but enjoy the test drive, because I took it out and I drove it. It's got the 4-cylinder turbo and all the amenities you could want on a SUV. I don't know what else you could add to it. And there's 3 different levels of ADX, and then you got the RDX, the MDX. You can enjoy the A-Spec. You can drive the TLX, and one of my favorite is that manual transmission Integra. I'm telling you, I'd love to have that car.
That's a very nice looking vehicle too. It's very nice.
I would have I'd get. I guarantee you, I'd be driving that faster than I do my vet.
I would think so. It's probably got a pretty good chunk of bolt to it too.
That's right. Go to highlyacura.com. That's highlyacura.com for all your Acura needs. And great way just to get out and have fun and test drive, explore with one of the best luxury sport brands around. And go back and meet Dean in service and see how inexpensive it is to maintain the cost of ownership when it comes to an Acura. Then it just comes down to the place. That's Highly Acura Fort Worth, 820 in Riverside. Find them online at highlyacura.com. That's highlyacura.com. All right. So, everybody was talking about electric cars, and are they holding up, and how bad is Tesla? Well, here I got some numbers for you. I was just looking at, who's selling what in electrification, and it's still Tesla. Tesla is still slaying it when it comes to electrification.
Well, that's because the people that are destroying them, they're having to go back and rebuy another one. So their sales are up.
It's pretty sad. You know, the people didn't do anything.
No.
You know, they're hurting people that, you know, think about this. For the last 5 years, it's bioelectric, you know. Let's save the planet. Let's make sure the air is clean. Let's hand the earth better over and cleaner to our children, which everybody wants to do. Nobody wants a dirty world.
No.
You know? And so when you take a look at it, and I had a guy, and boy, he was just cussing Tesla. I'm like, how about Elon Musk? Leave the Tesla people alone. You loved them when they were buying electric cars.
Pushing it.
You loved it when they were, you know, helping with the Clean Air Act.
And getting rebates.
Yeah, and the
$7,500.
And the new Green Deal and all the rest of it. And now, all of a sudden, you want to start vandalizing. You know, it was really sad that one guy that vandalized all those Teslas, the judge chose not to prosecute him and let him go to a mental awareness class.
Not surprised.
You know, I was so happy to see that judge that got arrested for letting that guy slip out of the courtroom.
I saw that.
Go to jail. So here's the deal. Registration by the numbers, and they rose 14%. Tesla, 35,159 automobiles. The next nearest closest one was Ford at 7,800. Chevrolet at 6,000 roughly. BMW at 4,300. Hyundai at 37. Kia at 32. Honda at 31. Volkswagen 26. Cadillac 26. Mercedes at 22. And Nissan at 2,000. And everybody else is under that. Tesla, you know, think about that. They're in Austin. You don't like, you know, what's amazing is you don't like the fact that Elon Musk is saving the American people money. So regardless of whether you like his car or not, or you believe in that automobile or not, that really doesn't make any sense that you're hurting people that chose to drive an electric car because you don't like the guy that owns the company. This is like the dumbest thing that I've ever seen in my life. With that being said, is you have a man helping the president, and he's already gotten billions and billions of our taxpayer dollars. That's what. Why are you mad at somebody that is uncovering the waste of our tax dollars and then turning around and punishing the people that are driving the cars of a man that is helping us save and use our tax dollars properly? That's what blows my mind.
Whack-a-doodle-doo.
I still there are a bunch of whack-a-doodle-doos. I hope that he does 70,000 plus and goes. Because here's the thing, he's in Austin with Americans building the cars, helping with the ecology,
and
doing what needs to be done, and there should be zero complaints. Zero. Everybody should be doing cartwheels and being extremely happy that he's doing this.
Well, nobody can answer the reason why they don't like it, except the fact that they have a
lot of them have been put up to it.
Yeah, that's true.
They got Soros and the rest of them, putting up all this money and creating all this havoc and troubles and problems that with someone that's really standing up and doing good. And the only ones that are getting mad, just like the old ex-president said, is because you're doing something wrong. That's the only reason you're mad.
Yep.
I mean, if your investor shows you how to make money, is that a good or a bad thing?
I would say it's a good thing.
If your banker shows you how to save money and interest, is that a good or bad thing?
I would say that's a pretty good thing.
Yeah, you have a couple of bids and somebody comes along and tells you how to remodel your home and save yourself $10,000 better than the next person does the exact same work. Is that a good or a bad thing?
I'm saying that.
Yeah, well, that's what Elon Musk is doing.
What we're seeing, for sure.
You know? And so it's just always the wackadoodle-doos that have an issue with this, period.
Well, they're agenda-driven, so that's another story, but that's the problem.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Electric sales peaked 14% in February. They're going to peak again in March. But the problem is the resale value of the vehicles, because there's it's such a segmented market when you look at it, and I didn't see if there was.
Do you think that
there was a total on it? Okay, there was. 89,728. So that's 90,000 vehicles out of the 17 million that they're forecasting to be sold. So now you can see how much of a segmented market it is. It's not a GM line or a Ford line or a Dodge line or a Honda or Toyota line. It's a very small segmented market. With that, the market has to be very strong, supply and demand, for those cars to hold a good resale value. And unfortunately, they don't. It doesn't matter what the brand is. You know, even the ones that build very few, you got to realize that you're getting your discount and you're getting your, depending on where it was built, how the parts were set up in the vehicle, the $7,500 in tax credit. Well, and so when you take all that out, let's say that Bo goes out and you're buying a car $75,000. Let's take the $7,500 out. Now you're at $67,500. Then you take the discount out, and some of them are, you know, $4,000 to $5,000. Now you're at $62,000, and then you have depreciation. I mean, you could turn right around and come back out and wind up trading it for $44,000, $45,000.
About half of what you're paying for.
Yeah, and so it's a different market, because when you look at the inventory on pre-owned and how many of them are out there, there's not. It's just a different deal.
Well, one thing is the most of the people that I see driving them and know drive them, they're upper echelon incomes, and so if they're going to get a Tesla, they're going to get a new one. They're not going to get a pre-owned, and that, I think, is what's happens when people understand that. I believe a lot of people that drive Tesla is a nostalgic, or a, what do you call it? Kind of letting you know I got money.
Yeah, well, the reason that a lot of the people don't go out and buy the used electric vehicles is they're concerned about the batteries.
True, and we don't know about that.
And that's the number one complaint.
Have we come across what that kind of means?
No, there's not any numbers out there to say that you've bought a pre-owned electric vehicle and the battery's used up, or 50% of the batteries.
Or how long it's going to go before.
Yeah, the whole key to an electric vehicle is, how did they charge that vehicle? If they bought an electric vehicle and they're charging it to 100% and they're not letting it get below 10%, they're going to have a longer life on the battery.
And it doesn't have any really thing to do with miles in an electric vehicle either, does it? Other than a little bit of the wear and tear on the brakes and things like that, but not from an engine perspective.
Well, you have 100,000 mile warranty on some, 110 on some, and 150 on some, depending on the battery, who the manufacturer is.
Right.
The problem is, how well do they maintain the charging and the reduction in power before they actually applied the charge to it? That's going to be the telltale sign.
Right.
214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show today, live, Grapevine Dodge, 121 and William D. Tate. Quick break. We'll be right back.
You're a rich girl.
I should turn the camera around and show these people this Rubicon. You want to do that? See if we can get that done. There you go. What y'all think about that little jewel? Check that out. You don't see it yet, do you?
No, it's flipped around.
Wait a minute, it's flipped around.
There it is.
Yeah, there you go. There it is. Check that out, baby. Check those tires and wheels out. Wonder what the inside looks like.
I think you ought to buy it for your wife today. Surprise her and buy her a new
kidding
Jeep.
me? She would love me forever. She claims she still does, but I think this would nail it down. This would probably do it right here. Check that out, huh? That's good looking. You know, I'm not normally a white colored person as far as vehicles, but that has a lot of class on it. I can't think, with all the black writing and the black trim and the wheels.
A little panache.
Yeah, it's just, it doesn't look plain like what I see a lot of white vehicles look like.
Well, the badging on it has a lot to do with it.
Yes.
The wheels have a lot to do with it.
Black trim, black, around the bumpers. I mean, the bumpers are black, around the wheel wells, black. A lot of different black accents to it. And I really like it. Black handles to open the door, all that. adds a lot of class to it. With the windows being really dark, that looks black. So, it's a pretty cool vehicle. There you go. It's one of the vehicles here at Grapevine Dodge. Every now and then we get a chance to show something.
There you go.
If I can get this straight back again. Maybe I can turn you a little bit here. Try that. Still a little more your way. There you go. It's
Okay.
better. What?
I'm not going to answer the question, what car would I not put in my driveway? I'm not going to answer it. Shane Peck.
Hi.
What's up, brother?
We're over here rocking and
You
rolling,
want to
showing off
You
that.
want to sit down and do the show?
You want to join us? Oh, come
What does
on.
that mean you can't? Who's not here? Big deal. Oh,
We'll send them over here to do the deals while we're doing the show.
I think y'all just need to give him a slap in the shoulder and tell him to man up.
Or you could join us and send the deals over here and work the deal in front of everybody. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be fun. Probably get fired, but
Hey, did you find my new truck?
I'm working on it.
All right. All right.
You know, it's funny, we actually just got one.
Well, he showed me the truck out there, and it
I
wasn't
saw that.
it wasn't the same as mine.
The one in the back is the exact same.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Why you want it?
He wants it.
No. We need to hurry up. My truck's fixing to have 2,000 miles on it. So
Yeah, he can't keep. Do you know that he can't keep these vehicles more than a couple months, right? Yeah, he does. It's like he sees. We go to these showrooms. He sees a new one. Go, I gotta have that one. That's. Well, he's a car guy. What do you expect, man?
well, if the new honcho for Stellantis actually comes out with the Hemi, then I'll buy this truck. And then if the Hemi comes out, then I'll get another vehicle with a Hemi. I bet it does. I mean, once they came out and they announced the Hemi when they first did 8 years ago, look at your sales. It was the first time that the Ram passed Chevrolet in sales when that Hemi hit the road. Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right, brother.
Good seeing you. Good morning, Wesley Stewart, Florida, baby.
You know, I think if everybody listened to disco music every Saturday morning, the world would be a better place. Just turn on the Bee Gees and get your Saturday started, and everything will be just fine.
Well, that's what you want to go back to.
Yeah, turn on the Bee Gees. 214-787-1190 is the number live. Grapevine Dodge, 121 and William D. Tate. Come on out and meet the great folks. 72 months, 0 APR, which we haven't seen in many a year now, and no payments for 90 days on Ram 1500s. Get them while they're hot. But this segment of the show is brought to you by the great folks over at Classic Kia Carrollton. My buddy Jesse Hull and his staff, they're ready to go. They have a full lineup of Kias in stock. The new K4 is out and ready for delivery. That's another vehicle, moms and dads, starting at $21,000. Well equipped. I took the base model out, and we call it, they say, you know, the low end or the base. There's nothing base about it. It's still got power locks, power windows, tilt, cruise. I mean, it's got all the stereo system. It's got everything on it. And then you just start upgrading wheels and interior, maybe a sunroof. But you can't beat the buy on a K5. And go all the way up to the Kia Telluride, which is one of the fastest selling SUVs in today's market. When you look at Kia, the numbers are up 20%. And they have certain vehicles doing well. They're all totally redesigned Kia Sportage to the Carnival, and then a line of electric vehicles. I mean, they just keep moving up the ladder. Why? Because of quality and the longest warranty in the business, 10-year, 100,000. The place, though, is Classic Kia Carrollton right there at 35 and 121. If you go to classickiacarrollton.com, That's ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. There's the directions. You can pull it up, put it in your phone, boom, it'll get you to the front door. As for Jesse Hull, he is the managing partner at Classic Kia Carrollton, and let him know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show, and just enjoy the shopping experience of anything to get started looking for that next new car. That's ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. Okay, so there are deals on pre-owned electric vehicles right now. There's if you look at what the rental car company was doing, he deleted a ton of his fleet electric wise, and cheap. I mean, Tweety Bird prices, cheap. And so what does that do? That affects the entire market. The thing is, I personally don't buy rental cars. When people call me and say, hey, we found an automobile and it's a rental car, what do you think? And I'm like, you better get that thing through a shop and get that thing checked out headlight to tail light to know what you're getting into. Because when you think about it, when people rent cars, you're slamming on the brakes and you're slamming on the gas. You're eating food in it and throwing French fries between the seats. I mean, it's just, you don't take care of it like your personal car. Maybe you do. I mean, maybe your own car, you slam on the brakes and gas, you got French fries between the seats. I don't know. But for me, I'm going with an independent owner, and the fact that vehicle was run through the shop and did all the reconditioning on it. And then I want to take a look at the reconditioning costs on it. Why did it cost this much? Or, wow, it didn't cost much, which means the car was well taken care of. So there's different factors that I look at when buying a pre-owned automobile. When it comes to electrification, the big thing is to check out the battery life. The wear and tear of the car will tell you a lot probably about the wear and tear on the battery of the car. And so I have no problem. I mean, I get people all the time, would you buy a used electric vehicle? I wouldn't. I'm not an electric guy, but you still need to go through the whole process of, plugging in and getting the full readout. Are all the cells on the batteries good? Taking a look at the wear and tear of the car, looking at the damage on the inside and the outside. Just like you would on a gasoline car, you still want to check out the structure of the automobile and what was done to the brake cars. Were the brakes done premature? Were the tires taken off premature? Because, those electric cars, the torque on those things are freaking unbelievable. I mean, you drove that that K9.
Yeah. Thing. I thought I was on a rocket ship.
K90, excuse me, the EV90. Yeah.
No, it's
that's a lot. That's 9. A lot of torque.
The Kia 9. It's not the 90.
Really?
EV9.
Huh.
Kia EV9.
When you drove that thing, you realized how much torque that vehicle delivered.
It had a lot of torque and it had a lot of muscle. I'll tell you that. And you couldn't even tell because you couldn't hear the engine.
Yep.
That's the scary part about it, because most people are used to having the sound of the engine dictate how they're, fast or going or getting after it. But you put the pedal to the metal on that EV and it's gone.
No doubt about it. So, run it through the same inspection as you would a gasoline vehicle. But, everything's going to be run through, plug and go, where you plug it in, you're getting the printout and the readout. Then you want to make sure the vehicle hadn't been in a wreck, what kind of parts have been replaced on it. You can find all that out. How
many batteries does a vehicle like that have?
Up to 3. So you have level 1, 2, 3. 1 battery, 2 battery, 3 batteries.
And what's each battery weigh roughly on average?
Well, what does the hand weigh?
I don't know. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Well, I know they're pretty heavy. They've been. Oh, we got somebody here. What's up? Yeah. Look at that. Oh, wow. Check that out. Well.
Okay.
Well, you're going to be driving.
Appreciate you.
You're going to be driving on a new truck today, huh?
So anyway, I was told that the batteries weigh a few hundred pounds.
So, but aren't the vehicles overall a lot heavier because of that?
Well, sure.
Okay.
Well, you look at the batteries on these 18 wheelers are 8,000 pounds.
Unbelievable.
But you got to realize when you have a truck loaded with, I guess Charlie could tell us better than anybody, 70, 80,000 pounds of groceries.
True. So
What is it going to take to pull that thing along?
Yeah, they got to have the torque. They got to have the
because you're not pushing, you're pulling.
Right, correct.
You know, it's not a front wheel drive vehicle. You got to have the batteries and the system set up to, get that puppy moving in the right direction. So it's a whole different world. But that's great. Once you Google that, what is the average weight of a car, electrical car battery? I'm saying 300 pounds. I think I'm kind of close.
I think they're AAA.
AAA
batteries. Just unplug and plug
Open up a bunch of Duracells in there. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. So get it checked out. There's some great deals on pre-owned electric vehicles out there. I got a lot of dealers. They're not keeping them. They're calling other dealers that's their deal and getting buy bids and selling it off to the dealers. So anyway.
Says 1,000 pounds. The average weight of an EV car battery pack is around 1,000 pounds.
Pack. So I wonder how many batteries that is.
Oh, well, that's a good question.
A battery pack, because there's some that are dual batteries, triple batteries.
Like the Tesla S can weigh around 1,200 pounds.
Yeah, so we don't know whether that's a level 1.
But that's a pack. That's a battery pack.
Yeah. So how many's in a pack? How much does a hen weigh?
They got 9-volt batteries in those.
214-787-1190. Coming up after the break, the hybrid movement. Get in line. That is the deal. We're going to be talking a whole lot about it. And the phone's been ringing off the hook, asking a whole lot about win, this product and that product, coming up here on the Automotive Edge radio show here on 1190 KFXR. And once again, come on out here to Grapevine Dodge. They've been a great sponsor of the show for many, many, many years. And I have not seen 72 months, 0 APR, no payments for 90 days. I mean, how much more enticement do you need to put yourself in a new Ram 1500? Motor Trend Truck of the Year, as a matter of fact. And when you take a look at especially the tungsten that's sitting over on the other side of the showroom floor, that's a good-looking piece of machinery. Let's take a quick break. 214-787-1190. We'll be right back.
So that's what we're looking at. EV batteries weigh an average of 1,000 pounds, but some models can weigh as much as 2,000 pounds. The battery weight is directly linked to its energy storage capacity and power delivery. The heavier the battery, the more energy it can store and deliver. So there you go, a little education on battery weights and what they do and what you're dealing with a EV vehicle. And I've driven a couple, and pretty impressive. I'll say that. If I had the ability to live kind of out in the country, so I travel too much to kind of worry about having to charge those things, and have to have the extra setup too in your garage or whatever to charge them. But as far as the performance, the way they handle and what they can do, pretty impressive. But a lot of people seem to be going more to hybrids, which I'm a big believer in. And that's really taken off for Toyota and Honda. They're really big on those. So that's my little input here on the Automotive Edge radio show. We are momentarily off radio on a commercial break on Talk Radio 1190. That's a iHeartMedia network station out of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. But if you know folk that are outside our Metroplex listening area and you'd like to let them know that they can join in by radio, then they can download the iHeartMedia app. It's a free app. Download the media app, and then when they get that, they can search Talk Radio 1190 Dallas, Talk Radio 1190 Dallas, and then they can find us from anywhere in the country by listening to the radio on that app. If they don't do social media sites or YouTube or anything like that, just tell them, hey, download that IR Media app and then search Talk Radio 1190 Dallas. And when we're from 8 till noon on Saturday, they will find us. So anywhere in the country, they can get us by radio by doing that. What Charlie Davis say?
Charlie said, you're right, Kurt. The total gross of a big truck is 80,000 pounds. It's going to be a joke when you see trucks sitting on the side of the road needing juice for the battery. It'll take twice the time to get across the country to deliver a load, having to stop every 200 miles to recharge the batteries.
And I would think with a 8,000 pound battery, I'm guessing that, I bet the charge on that's going to take a while, isn't it?
Oh,
a month.
24,000 pounds of battery. So, there was that company in California. They told him, hey, if you flip everything over to 18 wheelers, we'll give you this and this and this. This guy, millions of dollars.
Invested all that.
And I forgot how many trucks, and he turned on the chargers and it shut down the power grid. And went ruh-roh. So what did they do? They brought in a massive Caterpillar diesel motor
to charge them. Kind of defeating the purpose, isn't it?
I'd love to go out there and see the place.
You know what it reminds me of is when the dogs chase their tails.
Yeah.
And they just keep going around in circles. That's kind of what it.
And then they bite it and it hurts.
That's what it reminds me of when we have to do all that. We get the purpose of the EV vehicles, but our system is not geared.
Well, you know what the old saying, they put the cart before the horse.
Yes, no doubt. No doubt.
Let's save the world. We don't know how we're going to do it, but we're just going to trial and error this.
While China and Russia just keeps getting worse about it.
Oh,
they don't care about the environment.
It's nuts.
And what Russia's what is it, about 500 miles away from Alaska? Blowing in, and if people don't think that wind blows that crap, they're crazy.
Yeah, I love it when they talk to the center and they say, well, hey, what about all these other countries that have between India and Russia over 800 coal-fired plants going up? Because we have to start somewhere. So what are we looking at here? You got probably 30 trillion.
Oh man, that didn't cost much. That's one of my favorite songs right there.
If you're not moving and grooving to this, you ain't live.
Check that bass out. That's some playing suckers right there. Yep, have to back it off so we don't get in trouble.
I could listen to this song every day. Never get tired of it.
Oh, it's great.
214-787-1190. This segment of show is brought to you by the home of the Love It or Leave It promise. You don't absolutely love your vehicle when you get it home, bring it back, and they're going to put you in the one that you do love. They want you happy each time you make that payment or write that check or however you handle it at Grapevine Ford, right there on Highway 114 between Texan Trail and Main Street. See Cameron or go in and see Cameron. We got the two Camerons on the desk taking care of your Ford needs. Employee pricing on the Fords. There's a couple of them that are not part of that, but 99% of their inventory is employee pricing. Great rates, great payments, and certified pre-owned right next door to Lincoln, all on one lot. Run by the great Chaz Gilmore and his staff. David Kletz, one of his GMs, who was my boss for many years. I know these people. I know their hearts, and I know how they operate. The place, grapevine.ford.com. That's grapevine.ford.com. When I tell you about the home of the Love It or Leave It promise, they started that gig. And they don't have all these crazy things where you got to pay us $500 for this and $1,000 for that. You should have put these miles. You get the vehicle home, and the wife goes, I wish you'd have bought it in black, or I wish you'd have got an SUV. We didn't really, whatever the case may be, load her up, bring her back. And we've had several families that bought Explorers and went back and picked up the Expedition, bought the Expedition, went back and picked up an Explorer. Had one guy bought a F-150 and turned around, came back and replaced it with the Ford Ranger. There's no gimmicks or games. The best place to get your new Ford, grapevine.com. I think when I retire, I'm going to invest in a Caterpillar generator.
Go up and down the freeway.
Buddy,
Right up and down the freeway.
I've got a friend, his son and another guy have these huge diesel flatbeds in California, and they're driving around charging dead cars. And I forgot what he said he made. I'm not going to say on the radio. He told me what he made. I was like, holy cow. Firing up the Caterpillar to charge yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Just a little internal,
well, is California still on that mode of no ICE vehicles by 2030?
Oh, sooner than that. They want anything that's ICE to be an order only. Well, you got old Gavin Wackadoodle-Doo Newsom and all the crazies out there, and hopefully that guy that's running for governor, I don't know that he'll win. He's got that, I think he's from Australia, but he's one smart guy. This guy is so dadgum smart, but it's hard for a smart Republican to win in California.
Yeah, compared to what they've been having.
The district attorneys, the mayors, the judges, what a bunch of wackos with good people struggling to make ends meet.
Why would you? I mean, I don't get it.
I'm shocked they're bringing the Olympics to L.A.
Oh,
what a toilet bowl that place has become.
Yes.
That in San Francisco.
Where are they going to move that homeless area? That's what they call it, the Skid Row.
Well, the last time Biden went there, they cleaned it all up.
Yeah, I know.
Washed it.
Made everybody the homeless.
Hey, we're going to buy y'all lunch at the YMCA.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
Well, that Skid Row's about like a 5-mile radius. I mean, it's huge.
Terrible.
Crazy.
So here's some really cool information that came out. Mazda is enhancing their passenger safety lineup. Their goal is, get this, to achieve 0 fatalities by 2040. What a mindset to go, let's build a car where if the car is in a wreck, I guess depending on how bad the wreck, 0 fatalities. It starts with reducing injuries to the vehicle's occupants with advanced airbag and restraints, stronger structural design, and collision prevention technology. Meaning the car is going to come and hit the brakes when it needs to. If they see something approaching, it's going to alert the driver. I mean, they're talking about some off-the-hook technology.
Well, I love those kind of ideas. Now, as far as hands-free driving, y'all can keep all that nonsense. But safety aspects, I'm all in on that.
Yep, it says Mazda gets advanced seatbelt front and rear, as well as 10 airbags placed throughout the vehicle. Also includes safety technologies, automatic emergency braking, rear cross traffic alert, and lane keeping assistant standard on the vehicle. And then you look at some of the other manufacturers. They're all jumping other manufacturers similar goals with targets from 2030 to 2050 to reduce fatalities. Honda said it wants to reach 50% reduction fatalities by 2030. And so the technology is all these alerts that if a car is coming from your left and you can't see it, it alerts you. Coming from the right, you can't see it. If they're coming behind you and they feel like the car is going too quick and it's not braking right, it alerts you. Maybe you need to get off the brakes and start scooting up. I mean,
that's cool.
With all AI and everything that's coming out, all the different sensors they can line up around these cars, I think that kind of technology should be more available than some of the other junk they're out there, just to be cool.
All right.
Forget the cool thing. Like I saw the other day, they're talking about how many robots are going to be in these companies by 2030 doing work. I'm going, boy, and you people are complaining about your pay. You're fixing to go to 0
That's
pay.
the reason why that's happening.
That's
because
right.
Getting demanding too much. I think they should have like where the headrest is on the car, like when it gets like with the airbag. If an accident's about to happen, a helmet comes over your head.
Yep. Well, I talk a lot about Mazda, and a lot of people go Mazda, but I don't think a lot of people know this, that Mazda received recently the most safety awards from the IIHS, which is the Institute for Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. They build one heck of a product.
I saw on social media site where they listed the several vehicles that were really one of the tops in service. They put Mazda's number one.
Yep. And here's the thing too: they put as much safety design in their vehicle for the rear seat
As much
as they
the
do for the front seat.
Well, there you go.
And so go see Tommy Melton over there at El Dorado Mazda 380 and 75. That's El Dorado Mazda 380 and 75, Tommy Melton. And check out Safety as Best. When you look at the most received top safety picks recently, has been Mazda. And they're going, hang on, why are we so focused on just the driver, passenger? Let's also focus on the people in the rear seat, the precious cargo, our kiddos. That's why you should take a look at Mazda. El Dorado Mazda 380 and 75, our buddy Tommy Melton. Quick break. Don't go away because we got more to say. Don't mean to be a poet, but I know it. We'll be right back.
Maddie, we've gone to break. We said we're signing off for break.
Maddie doesn't care.
Well, let's just start singing along.
Yes, I do care.
Let's do a little
There we
karaoke
go.
for the last one. Maddie,
So
we
let's be
love
sure
you.
this next hour letting people know, come on out and see us next Saturday.
Yeah. Definitely.
Are we at break, Maddie?
You're
No.
on break.
Wow. She doesn't care. She's not going to be here next Saturday. She don't care.
So, Maddie,
I
we
do care. I said break and then you broke.
we are broke.
Yeah, we are broke.
So, who's going to be substituting?
I believe it's going to be Amanda and Jason. Jason's the director of operations here. He's working on hiring a new producer as a backup. Ariana is no longer going to be a candidate.
Okay.
So Amanda said she would come in and run the show. Even though she's never done it before, I wrote her
Oh,
and
boy.
all things could
Oh,
change. So-
boy. Thanks a lot,
There are
Maddie.
technical issues because I did not include that in there because
Yeah,
you can't really
thanks,
take into account.
Maddie.
We've got a very serious
that
show
haven't
next
happened.
week.
She's never done it before, but I gave her some good notes. Really?
Garrett's unavailable. We don't really have anyone else.
Well, we're doing
Wow.
a very important show next
Thanks,
Saturday
Maddie.
live. So,
This is not my fault, by the
Yeah,
way.
well,
thanks.
that's not your fault.
It is her fault.
It's your fault, Maddie.
That's right. I'm blaming everything on Maddie.
So, have you trust this situation, Maddie?
She don't care. She's going to be out
I
of
do. Yes,
town.
Amanda is my boss. She does a very
Oh,
good job. She's
okay.
been doing this for years, maybe
Okay.
like.
You
10
just said
plus
you're
years.
leaving her notes because she's never done it.
She's never
Which
done.
one is it?
She's never done our show. I think is what she's getting at.
No, she's never done your show,
Yeah.
but she's been a producer for 15 years.
Oh, there you go.
Maddie, I know where you live if it doesn't work out Saturday. I'll come over and baptize you in your pool if it's Saturday's a problem.
And have a long prayer with it while she's
That's
on
right.
it. Well, we'll miss you.
Every
Maddie.
time I know Maddie's not going to be here, I have a bad night's
Yeah,
sleep on
ulcers all
Friday.
week.
Yeah, I got to take Pepto-Bismol. Yeah, it's like, what do we do?
Well, she's our Travis Hunter. She does it all, offense and defense.
So the draft started early today.
Noon.
Oh, is it noon?
Well, it may be 11. I think it was noon our time, but I'm not sure.
I think Urs and Shador are going to have to walk on somewhere.
That's going to be embarrassing. Yeah.
I wonder how many people are at their party today. I think
There-
some people are just showing up for the food.
Well, I think they've been out there so long, they're probably blistered by now.
Yeah.
Let's see what the draft today is.
All those big giant diamond necklaces and big old plated hunks of
Awesome.
steel with diamond on it. Yeah, just be humble.
Says they're on the clock. Third and the fourth round starts at noon. There you go. It says rounds 4 to 7.
Yeah, they already had second, third. Yesterday was
No,
2
but
and
I thought,
3.
yeah, that they go to 7 rounds.
Uh-huh.
And you know how fast they're begun doing that?
Oh.
You won't be able to keep up. because they're ready to get
up.
up.
There'll be no announcements.
No, they're getting ready to get through this thing by the time the 7th round comes around. They're about as close to being as a walk on as they can get. Yeah, you could see that last night, man. I mean, even in the 3rd round, they were going like, "Oh, he's up and he's out. Another one's up, he's out." And it was like they couldn't even talk to the players. It was like,
yeah, the ones that stayed on the clock a little bit, they got to do the home visit. And other than that, they were just showing highlight reels, ripping through.
And then they'd already announced another player from another team, and that they're not even through with the interview of the previous one.
Well, the lady that's large and in charge just joined us.
Who's that?
Pamela Jordan.
Well, there you go.
Remember when we were doing the show out there at the shoot?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, she takes no prisoners.
No.
She is large and in charge.
Welcome to join in. You know, I think I'm thinking Judge Gregory might be up for re-election this year.
Yeah, he's got a couple of shoots coming up. I saw that he's been posting one, I think, in next month.
Is that right?
Yeah.
We should go out there again. That was fun.
Well, we did last year. How many years do you get to serve?
Are you
2?
No, 4-year terms.
Huh?
4.
Well, we were just out there last year.
Yeah,
for
but that was to help raise money to shoot for.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
next year.
Good morning, Pamela Jordan. Sweet lady. Oh, it's not this year, it's next year.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Ed Radio Show, helping you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. Our final hour here at Grapevine Dodge, 121 and William D. Tate, 72 months, 0 APR. No payments for 90 days on all Ram 1500s. And then you just go to the website, grapevinedodge.com, and take a look at all the massive discounts and low APRs, no payments for 90 days, and on and on and on. And remember, trade values are going up. Not going down. They're going up. So it's a great time to trade and get involved and get you a new vehicle.
So she says it's June 21st is the shoot, and she's wanting to know if we're going to be out. I think we'll try to do that, wouldn't we?
Yeah, we'd like to be out there. You know, I've never shot a gun, and last time Judge Gregory and Judge Charbonnet said they were going to have me shoot, and we didn't get to, but we sure did eat some good catfish.
Oh. That guy, Cajun boy, knew how to cook that stuff, didn't
Yep.
he? Yeah.
So a lot of people are calling me going, hey, what do you think about hybrid? Who builds the best hybrid? You know, there's not a bad hybrid in today's market. I mean, you look at the king of hybrids, which is Toyota, and, you know, their Camrys now are all hybrid. And it won't be long. I'm going to probably say with the next 2 build-outs, 90% of their inventory will be hybrid or have hybrid available to you. But it's the way a lot of people are starting to go now. They're going, hang on a second here. You know, when they send out all the surveys, people bought electric and realized that it wasn't their lifestyle. They're going, hang on just a second. What can I buy that's going to be efficient? It's not going to be a pollutant, which you got, you know, here's another thing too. Take a look at the emission reduction that these manufacturers are doing. When you look at Honda, I remember when I was managing John Eagle Honda, when Mr. Eagle owned it, and Honda came out with the LEV. We sold the snot out of them. My God, everybody's like, low emission vehicle, we want it. And they were buying them up. Honda became even more brand loyal. Then they came out with, a few years later, ULEV, ultra low emission vehicles. People jumped all over them. They couldn't get them out quick enough. Then what did Honda do? SULEV, super ultra low emission vehicles. And so these manufacturers, they know what they need to do. They have a target because the government's put a bullseye on their back to build better quality cars that are not only fuel efficient, but they have extremely, you know who that is?
I sure do.
Huh?
Yes, I do.
Who is it?
It's Melinda's sister.
You're right. The great Melissa Hofer,
Well, you asked me. I mean,
the brainchild behind the dealership.
I've only met her about 20 times.
What are you doing up here?
You buying a vehicle? Oh, there you go.
Wow.
Good to see you.
She wants to be Employee of the Month. I have.
Oh, is that what you're getting? You want that trophy? All right. Well, there you go.
So the manufacturers already know this, and a lot of people are, that's one thing is we don't hear a lot about what they're building. We're hearing about climate change and the Green New Deals, and they have no clue. All they want is the money, and we'll figure it out later. Just give us the money. Don't worry about it. We're going to rob the taxpayers out of more and more billions and trillions of dollars, but we'll figure it out once we have the money. We don't have any answers right now, but we'll figure it out down the road. Just give us the money. How many of y'all are willing to do that every time a government official knocks on your door, just hand them money and you don't care what they're doing with it?
Well, we've been doing that for a long time.
That's why you got Elon Musk and Donald Trump cleaning this mess up. And you ought to be doing cartwheels. You ought to be happy and quit listening to all this filthy, disgusting talk about what they're doing. Because you know what? The largest, most powerful industry in the world is the auto industry. It's not your federal government. It's not. It's the auto industry. When you look at every facet of the auto industry and what they're doing, it's a good thing. They're building better cars. They're building more reliable cars. And look at the goals for the safest cars on the road. Everybody wants to be braggadocious about having the best. And that's the direction we're going in the auto industry. Every time you turn around, now you're hearing a lot more about safety and safety features and more technology to prevent accidents. And, it started with ABS. Think about that, how long ago that was. 3-point safety seat belts. Think about how long ago that was. And now you have all of this stuff, lane assist and automatic braking and collision activation. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. I remember when I got in the car business when they were talking about crumple zones. And I used to tell people and show them that when this car gets hit in the front, it folds accordion style. The transmission breaks away from the motor and goes downward, not straight back into the driver passenger part of the automobile. And I started looking at this, and they continue to do these things better and better and better. We just need to stop all the waste, because when the waste is stopped and the deficit comes down and people are spending more money, guess what? Things quit going up in price. But when you're spending less money and they're continuing to build and have and produce and have, prices go up. This is what drives me nuts about who's complaining and what's going on. Let the industry do what the industry needs to do best. And it's not that they get together and go, let's just sit back and do whatever. They are working for you, the consumer, each and every day to build better, cleaner, more efficient, more cost-effective automobiles each and every day.
Kaizen.
That's right. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Coming up in the next segment, I got to drive 3 really cool vehicles this week that I wasn't sure about. One of them, I drove it and I liked it. And then the other one, I was like, let's just see what it'll do. Blew me away. The first one, I automatically thought it was going to be a great vehicle, and it is. I was shocked with how many options and things that you could do to this vehicle. So we'll be covering that just as soon as we get back from breaking, coming up in the next segment. And then what's most important to you, the consumer, when buying an automobile? Now, before I scroll down, I saw the 5 categories, and I marked them 1 through 5, and I was wrong. I was like, man, I am dead on this thing. I looked down and went, ruh-roh. This, and then I started looking at all the information that was gathered, and it wasn't just a few people. When you see the polls on TV that President Trump's ratings are down, the other day I saw one. It said 1,034 people were polled.
Yeah.
I'm going, wow.
And what area did they poll them at?
Yeah. And I'm sitting there going, well, that really doesn't tell a whole lot for me. But when I looked at these other numbers on what was important to buyers, it was pretty impressive. So with that, remember, share and like the radio show, and be sure to let all your friends and family know that they have somebody in the auto industry that can help them from hello to congratulations. We have 19 people out today looking at new vehicles. We have a couple of dozen that have been going out this week and this weekend looking for pre-owned, not only for themselves, but for the kiddos, because graduation starts next month. And moms and dads are already scampering. And the sad part is that there's going to be a lot of them that get bad advice.
They're going to have heart attacks.
Bad buckets of bolts. They didn't do their due diligence, and they bought either a flood damaged car or a car that's been wrecked or a car with a bad situation and go,
Just because of the cheapness of it or the low pricing of it.
You know what was really weird this last week? 4 people contacted me to say, hey, how long before I can bring the car back?
Ooh.
And I said,
no time.
For me, I wanted to say, why? Well, why do you want to bring it back? Well, I got on Kelly Blue Book, and I found out the one lady, my car was worth $24,000. I said, what did they give you? She said, 16. I said, okay, hang on a minute before you get upset. Talk to me about your car. So I did. I asked her 5 questions, and I said, based on what you're telling me, that's a 22.5 car. She goes, how much time do I have to bring it back? I said, you don't. She said, well, I haven't brought them the title yet. And I went, done. Let me help you with that.
It doesn't matter.
They can file for lost title. You can hold the dealer captive because you agreed to the deal. And I said, did you agree to the payment? She goes, unfortunately, I did. So to prevent all that, go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Her, and you won't have any regrets. You know, you may buy a Porsche and then find out your wife's having triplets and then regret buying the Porsche. But other than that, we're going to make sure everything works for you. And then we're going to maybe open your eyes.
We'll take away the anxiety of it. I mean, there's nothing better than to know things. There's power in knowledge. Our knowledge is power. And when you know before you make any decision what the value of your vehicle is, then you're not going to be like that lady where she gave up what, about $8,000? 6?
Yeah, 6,500.
Yeah. But put yourself in that position.
And she goes, I'm just going to bring it back and leave them the keys and hold on the title. I went, that's not a good move.
Well, the thing about it is you want to enjoy your purchase you just made. Yeah. Now she's going to suffer the whole entire time she's got this new vehicle because of the loss of money.
I'm just going to go trade it. That's that's an option.
Yeah, but you're going to lose there.
You know, and so she says, you know, and she got mad. She goes, you car guys. I went,
yeah.
Okay, I get it. But here, don't call me after the fact. Let's call me about the facts, and we'll get them right the first time. 214-787-1190.
Talk about this.
We're going to break. We'll hit that one right when we get back. First thing out of the shoot.
All right.
Don't go away. The great one, Big Will Bo Carver's got some great news for us. You don't want to miss it.
Finally.
How could you possibly miss hearing Bo talk? Here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. We'll be right back.
Yeah, I think that's folks, listen, just do yourself a big favor. It doesn't cost you anything to go to the Automotive Edge. Just, notify Kurt on there. Say, I got a trade. I'd like to get an idea what that's going to be. Just save yourself a lot of headache. You might find out it's not worth as much as you think it's worth. You need to know that too, so that you don't get caught in your, looking like a moron when you go and start yelling and screaming to the person at the dealership like, my car's blah, blah, blah. No, you don't want that as much as you don't want to lose money. When you know, and then you can be prepared for what the transaction's going to present to you. So just do it. Why not do it?
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah, this week was a tough week for a lot of people that went out. And this gentleman, he was fixing to head. Oh my gosh, there's this guy. He told me he got a promotion. He was driving to Canada, and he goes, "Well, I want a new 3/4 ton diesel. I want to start out new. Blah blah blah. I took on this agreement, and I've got to drive to here X amount of times, and I have to drive. Like my gosh,
all the time.
Jump on a plane.
Yeah, wow.
And but he doesn't mind Bill." Holiday. I mean, I was shocked how many times he drove to Canada, to New York, and I mean, he wears his 3/4 ton diesel out.
Yeah.
I don't get it. We just got a message from Judge Gregory.
Yeah, I saw that.
It says, okay, we're giving away I don't know what that is, a Glock 43.
Yeah, it's a Glock 43X and
a Stoger M3. Oh, Ren 3000. So both of them are shotguns?
the Glock is a handgun.
Huh.
I think, isn't that right, Judge?
So you can just win that or walk away? Do they have to do a background check when you if you win? How's that work?
That's a good question.
Do you do background checks if you buy a shotgun?
Yeah, you have to buy. If you buy it in a store, you have to do a background check at a store. But I think if they give it away, you don't have to.
I don't know. Well, I guess no one know better than him, huh?
Well, they probably did the background check on buying those items, or the fact that those items might be donated. Well, maybe we should have Judge Gregory call us, find out all about the guns. But he gave me the deal on did you see this?
What?
It's the advertisement of it. And
the
they're
sign up? Yeah.
Yeah, they're signing up already. Shoot for Chris, 5th annual clay shoot. How about that? Yep. June the 21st.
I wonder if he'll let us come back out.
He's already sent us a formal.
Or really you.
He sent me a formal invitation. He said, you are formally invited to come have fun. Me.
Wow. So Judge Gregory.
Well, you can come, but you're not supposed to have any fun.
So Judge Gregory didn't invite me, just you?
You didn't get that message?
Wow.
You got the other
That's
one?
weird. I thought Gregory liked me more than you.
Well, maybe he's changed his tune after meeting.
I thought him and I
maybe he's had a second opinion. You know, he is.
I need to get with him and have me go help me buy a gun.
Well, he's offered that to you 1,000 times.
I know. I just need to find out when he's not putting.
Well, first of all, you need to call him and ask him, not him call you.
I got you. Okay, but I guess that's why he invited you, not me.
True, and I want to go too because I want to see where he goes gets his stuff.
You can't go.
I go on my own with him. I'll follow you. Yeah. So, Judge, is that Glock 43 is that pistol, right? I'm sure it is. A little bit I know about weapons.
Yeah, Greg. Background check is required.
So does he do them, or where does he have to go do them?
I guess they hold on to them till you get your background check.
I got you. Probably.
Yeah. Howdy, guys. Currently at 36,000 feet and almost to Viva Las Vegas.
Who's that?
Dead Greg.
Oh, that's his brother.
Yep. So he's giving away the pistol and giving away the shotgun.
Yeah.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge radio show today, live Grapevine Dodge between William D. Tate and 121. 72 months, 0 APR on all 1,500 trucks and no payments for 90 days. And somebody needs to buy me a new truck today. I don't care who it is, just somebody buy me a new truck.
Well, he's buying one anyway. So if you can come out and hold his hand and help him walk him through it.
That's right. Hang on a second. I better jump on this. Okay. This segment of the show is brought to you by the folks over at El Dorado Chevrolet, 380 and 75, 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year, over $13,500 off on Chevy Silverados. If you're a Chevy person, well, let's drive together in a new Chevrolet from El Dorado Chevrolet. Right next door, Tommy Melton with El Dorado Mazda. We just talked about one of the safest vehicles, receiving more awards for safety in the IIHS category than anybody. Go see why and enjoy the new CX-90, one of my favorite Mazdas ever. I love the Mazda 6, and they got rid of the sedan. They do have the 3. The 6 was one of my favorite cars. I remember when they had the Millennium. And you don't even remember the Mazda Millennium, do you?
No.
Yeah, great cars. They're a luxury line. And now, they want to go upscale. So you got both places at one place, 380 and 75. Look at all their specials online right now at ElDoradoChevy.com. So
next Saturday, we will be live. The Automotive Edge radio show will be live on location at the Cycle Center of Denton. That's a motorcycle center, but they're having the 8th annual Veterans Car and Motorcycle Show there. and that's to raise money for the Vietnam Veterans Chapter 920. And it's going to be a wonderful event out there. Going to be a beautiful day. That's next Saturday, May 3rd. The show's from 11 to 3 p.m. Registration starts at 10. It's only $20 to register that vehicle, and all the proceeds goes and helps the Vietnam Veterans Chapter 920. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's a raffle. There's food vendors. A lot of things going on out there. A full class show with 30 great classes and 6 best show awards and Veterans Pick trophies. So come out and join us out there. That's the Cycle Center of Denton next Saturday for the 8th Annual Veterans Car and Motorcycle Show. And we will be there live on location and starting our show at 8 a.m. There you have it.
There we go. 214-787-1190. This segment of the show is all about Bo Carver.
I can dance too.
Okay, so what's most important, and please post what you think is most important to you when buying a new car. So what do you think was most important to the people in Q1 when buying a new car? Do you think it was safety, reliability, price?
I'm going to say gas mileage.
Hang on.
Oh.
I'm not done.
Oh, I didn't know I had options.
Yeah.
You usually don't give me those.
Okay, now we got to start back over.
All right, go ahead.
If you hadn't interrupted me, we're right on track. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
How are you? So I don't talk to strangers. That's good. What's most important when you're buying a new car? Now? Can I get through all 5?
I'm listening.
Okay. Safety, reliability, price, MPG, or finance.
Okay, 2 of them are real close. I'm going to say I think finance maybe 1 and MPG second.
Okay, you are correct. Finance was number 1 because get this, 84-month financing
Is available.
is up 38%.
Yeah. What you got to do with these cars so expensive?
84-month financing. And they're talking about in the next couple of years that some of these banks are going to 96 here in the great state of Texas.
Well,
unbelievable.
I mean, where the price of the vehicles are as much as houses now. I mean, really and truly. And so you have to do something in order to, okay, driving is probably the most important thing in your life, even more than where you live, because you have to get from A to B, and especially in Texas, if you don't have a way to get there, you're in a heap of doo-doo. So vehicles are very important to have in a person's life. And with the vehicles now, they're expensive. They've gotten more expensive, but they've also gotten better. So there is a correlation to where going 84 months makes some sense, but more importantly, it's what people have to do in order to have it.
Okay, finance and interest was number 1. Price was number 2.
Well, isn't that kind of go hand in hand?
Safety was number 3.
Even over MPG?
Reliability was number 4.
Well, I got 1 out of 5.
And MPG was 5.
Well, I got 1 out of 5.
It's like they don't care.
Well, you know, you've talked about that, and I should have thought about that, but I think about what most people are thinking, but really and truly, most people don't care. If they're buying, how many trucks are sold? They don't care about MPG.
Right.
And that's what we kept talking about the government. Quit trying to choke out the automobile business.
They don't know what people want.
And they keep saying, they want this. No, they don't. If the gas is $5 a gallon and their vehicle's getting 10 miles a gallon, they don't care.
535 people in Congress don't know what
you and I want.
350 million people want. They don't. Well, we talked to our constituents. Liar, liar, pants on fire. You don't know.
Well, you just talked about that Cadillac that was what, $300,000?
$350,000.
And it's already sold.
Done. So get this. New loan vehicles written the first 3 months of 2025 should send shivers down the spines of everyone who relies on the industry for their livelihoods. First quarter alone, over 20% of the auto loans originated the first quarter were 84 months. The average amount financed was $41,473.
Wow.
compared with pre-pandemic. First quarter 2019, the difference is stark. 13% of the loans were 84%, and the average amount financed was $9,000 less.
Wow.
And so,
well, that's why you have more people doing it, because it's the amount of money.
The thing about it is, it's always a tough deal for the consumers, because when the consumers quit buying, they have to dump all these massive rebates onto the vehicles, and then what happens? It kills the resale values of the car. That's what happens. I mean, if you have this Jeep here that's $40,000, whatever it is, and they have to sell it for $30,000, you're trading in a Jeep for it that was worth $25,000. Well, the chances are it's going to be closer to about 18.
Right. Yeah, they got to make up some kind of ground
based on the supply and demand of used vehicles. I mean, you got to figure one hand, works with the other when it comes to rebates and incentives. The only thing that really it doesn't hurt is pickup trucks. It doesn't hurt trucks the way it used, the way people think that when these massive rebates come out, you're going, hang on, what is that going to do to my trading value? Used trucks, you're in the truck capital of the world, so they got the greatest balance in that with pickup trucks in the state of Texas than any other place in the world. Knowing that, hey, we can put big rebates on and get these people to trade in the trucks. And the truck I traded in sold the next day.
Yeah, then they're not losing money on it either.
So
that's a good reason to buy a pickup.
That's right. So I tell people, people say, well, how do I get out of paying 84 months? I said, buy something else. I mean, get a lot of down payments. Start saving your nickel, dimes, and pennies now. So when you're going into the vehicle, there's a lot of people, and I get it. Not everybody is in the same position that other people are in. It's not just one size fits all, where I had a couple call the other day and their car just went on the blink. And the sad part was they just put all this money in this car over the last 8 months, and then finally it just fried. And they had nothing out of pocket. Excellent credit, nothing out of pocket. I mean, zero. And they had to finance T&L, everything on that car note. So those people are not in a situation probably 4 years out to be in some type of situation where they owe less than what it's worth. People say it's equity. It's kind of funny because it's not equity, it's difference. But it's that term that's been used forever and ever. If you buy a car for $60,000, okay, 4 years later, that car is worth $40,000. Let's say whatever it is, and you owe 25. People, wow, I got 15 grand worth of equity. No, you just got more value than what it's worth, because equity would have been if you got 65, 66 for it.
Right.
Which is, it's what the way people have used terms forever.
Well, it's based on what they feel good about. There's money there to work with.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Whatever they call it, that's what it means.
You always tell people, hey, there's a big difference here, and here's what we have. I tell them that I have, my truck was paid for, and so the guy goes, you have this much equity. I said, well, no, I have that much value to put down on another truck.
Exactly. Well, it still works good in the same principles.
Yeah, but it's funny the terms that we use in the auto industry. But I tell people, save your nickel, dimes, and pennies, and the main thing is take care of your trade-in. Take care of it.
1 minute.
Keep the tires good. Keep the fluids good. Keep an active record of everything that you're doing in your automobile. So when you turn around and you go to sell or trade in your car, you're maximizing the money, because it's not an appreciating asset. It is a depreciating asset. And the worse you take care of it, the faster it depreciates. The better you take care of it, the more money, especially in today's market. 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. We get back my top 3 ride and drives this week here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. We'll be right back.
Good morning, Will Sakala. He's out there at the Good Guys Car Show. Hope you win a lot of money and win a lot of trophies.
I showed up in boot.
Blame it on my roots.
Your black tie affair. He's out there at that car show, and I guarantee you he is going to buy something. Guarantee
Do
you.
you think he will?
Oh, he's going to say, I don't have any money. I'm broke and business is bad. Look, I just bought a 67 Chevelle.
Forget I'm broke. All right,
Yeah, that's all a bunch of baloney.
Well, he'll say, now I'm broke because I bought the vehicle. That's all right. Well, it's kind of a nice day out there, isn't it, Will?
Places.
Is it nice out there today? It looks
And
good.
the beer chases my blues away.
I think it's a pretty nice day out there today.
I'll be okay.
Or not. Right now it's 77 degrees and cloudy.
Yeah, nice day to be out looking at cars.
Yeah, no doubt. Judge Greger said I sent the text to both of y'all, so yeah, you are invited.
Yeah, but who do you send it to first, me or you? I want to be number one.
Oh boy, here we go.
I want to be your better friend than Bo, Judge.
Well, let me just put an end to this conversation. I knew him a lot longer than you did before you ever met. In fact, I'm the one that introduced you to him.
Yeah, well, I had a girlfriend for a long time, but it didn't work out real well down the road.
Yeah, she married your coach. That was a good one right there. I love that story. Yeah, Judge Greger, we'll work on that. We'll start advertising it, and we'll plan on being out there. We'll, of course, I'm sure the weather will be a factor, but are you doing it at the same location as you were last year? I guess you are. Just let me know.
Yeah, right there at the end of 380.
Is that what that is? Out there in, where was it?
Yeah.
It's out there in
gun range. You keep going down 380, you took that exit, and it was over there to the right.
Out there in Fort Worth?
Yep.
It was a cool place, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great. Catfish was real good.
Yeah. I wonder if he's going to have that again.
I don't know. Maybe this time I'll shoot a gun.
That Cajun sure set you straight on that potato salad and that gumbo, didn't
That's dumb.
He didn't want to.
That's just dumb.
Yeah, well, he didn't think so.
He was drinking.
That's why the gumbo's so good. And why the catfish is so good.
So you do mustard potato salad?
Yes.
All right, well, I'm going to try it because, I don't mind trying things. I don't. But next time I have gumbo, I got to look and make sure they got, because they got the Bayou Brothers, not Bayou Brothers. What is it called? Not Raging Cajun. Anyway, it's over in Roanoke, and they're known for their Cajun food. I'm gonna see if they got mustard tater salad.
To flop on the gumbo.
Put a scoop in it. I don't get it. I think it's just nasty.
Well, I like it.
And I eat anything. You don't even eat it. You just talk about it. When was the last time you had gumbo with a scoop potato salad?
Well, it's been a while because I don't.
Because you didn't like it.
No, I love it. What was I saying when we went to Papa Do's? And the kid didn't know about it. I'm going like, I don't know about Cajun food.
Well, they didn't even offer it.
They hadn't even offered potato salad, which I thought was ridiculous.
There you go. There's a reason why.
No,
nobody orders it.
No, because they probably don't know how to make it.
If there was enough people coming in going, hey, from now on,
I don't go there anymore because they don't offer it. Unless you're buying.
I've seen stuff added to the menu because there's been a demand for it.
There you go. I'm going to call them every day then. Will says the weather's great, light wind, cloudy. Steelers having a great draft.
Oh, my gosh.
They are?
That's so dumb. They didn't have a good draft.
I was wondering about
You didn't get a quarterback. How could that be a good draft if you don't? They're just going to hike the ball.
I bet he was sweating that they were going to take
What do they call that offense? Where they hike it back to the one of the other players.
They got a I had it on the tip of my tongue.
Oh my goodness!
Not shotgun, but
no. That's what they're going to run for the rest of the season next season because they ain't got a quarterback. What do they call that?
That's on the tip of my tongue.
That's what the Steelers are going to do. They're going to come up with a Statue of Liberty play.
Golly, it's on
I know.
I can't think of it.
We'll give you Dak Prescott in a check.
Yeah.
I'll send a check with him. I'll tape it to his back. I'll buy the plane ticket. 214-787-1190. It's 214-787-1190 live. Grapevine Dodge. Come on out. Get them while they're hot. 1,500 pickup trucks, 0 for 72 months, no payments for 90 days. How do you like me now? And there's more. If you are watching the show live right behind us, you can see the Grand Wagoneer. We got Jeeps all around us, and the lot is plentiful and a whole lot more coming down the pipeline. You got the Tungsten Ram in that very special red pearl over here on the showroom floor that I absolutely love. And that can be yours. It's got a for sale sign on it here at Grapevine Dodge, 121 and William D. Tate. Okay, so here's the 3 cars that I took and drove this week. The first one was the 2025 Toyota Land Cruiser. This thing started out at $56,700. And get this, it has a 2.4-cylinder iForce Max hybrid, 25 miles to the gallon, towing a 6,000 pounds, 326 horsepower. And this bad boy weighs 6,725 pounds. And people said, you got to be kidding. You got a 6,700-pound vehicle with a 2.5 turbo. I'm like, I'm telling you what, if no one said anything to you before you got in it and drove it, you would not complain.
You mean the ones that
no
say
complaints?
You mean the ones that say it's got to have a V8, blah 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 blah,
or a V6 turbo? It's
Yeah.
not going to work. I'm telling you, if anybody can maximize a vehicle like that, it's Toyota, no doubt about it. And over 100 options to put on that vehicle. 100.
Wow.
You can load this bad boy up every different direction. They even have one where you can pull a stove out of the back end of this thing.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
I might be living in it.
And then here's one, and I always get busted by a lot of people going, there's so many products out there you don't talk about. Well, I'm driving everything next week. Next week, we got the Mitsubishi, the Subaru, and BMW lined up. Hopefully, we'll get to drive each one of those. And then each week, it's 3 new vehicles that we haven't talked about. But the VW Taos is pretty impressive. This car starts out at $24,995. Similar to, you're getting into your HRV lineup. They have 4 models, S, SE, SE Black, and SEL, all the way up to $34,000. 1.5-liter turbo, 177 horsepower. And here again, it has a lot of features available. I mean, there's a bunch of different ways to decorate this thing and add to in the VW line. And it is a gas engine. When VW, about 2 years ago, said, we're going all electric, there was revolt.
There was, wasn't it?
I'm telling you, I saw more people when that was announced where, you get to make the comments.
Mhm.
It's ugly. And I guess they figured, okay, well, hang on just a second. Here's what we can do. We'll change this thing up. They did. And then my next one and here's a vehicle that I drove that totally blew me away. And I talk about this product, and a lot of people here again just say it's an old folks car, and that's the Buick line. I drove that in Vista, and I looked at it, and here's the thing. It's probably one of their better looking designs on a small SUV.
Right.
I would figure they would expand this to the big one because, I love the Buick Enclave.
Right.
One of my top 3 picks.
It's a nice car, nice vehicle for sure.
But I got to tell you, that Buick Envista, 28 and 32 on the fuel, which is fantastic. It starts at $23,800. If you just go to classicarlington.com, click on the Buick Envista, just look at the interior. The fit and finish and the trim on this is absolutely fantastic. You get in it, and if somebody just blindfolded you and put it in it and took the blindfold off, it's a wow factor. For $23,800, it is above and beyond a wow factor. So you have the Sport Touring and the Avenger, the Avenger is their top of line. There's all the bells and whistles you could put on for $28,000. I mean, it's a steal of a deal on that product for what you're getting. And people say, well, I had one guy say, well, if they could take off the Buick emblem, I'd buy it. I'm like, you're such a cheese ball. It's great looking. This thing has all the looks. I would have one. I would have no problem putting a Buick Envista in my driveway. And especially when I got in it. Once I get in, I looked around, I'm going, this is nice. And then I took a look at the top of the line. I'm going, holy schmoly. They knocked this thing out of the park. They took a vehicle for $28,600 where this thing should be, $35,000, $40,000 rig. I really thought that when I got in it and drove it and looked it over. And like I said, I'm a visual guy. There's some products that I walk up to that are just ugly. And I'm like, I don't care if it's free. I wouldn't buy it. I would take it if it was free and auction it off or sell it. But this is a cool vehicle inside and out. And I really like what they did to the front end of this vehicle. So there you go. The 2025 Toyota Land Cruiser, the 2025 VW Taos, and the 2025 Buick Envista are my top 3 enjoyable ride and drives, visual, everything about them. I couldn't say anything bad about any of those 3 products, because here again, I walked to a vehicle, wow, that's pretty cool. Oh, that looks good. Open up and go, wow, that's pretty nice. Getting in and out was simple. Also getting out of the back seat. I always get in the back seat. And it's funny, I have the salesperson go, hey, take me for a drive. And they're over waiting for me to get in the front. And I stay in the back seat. And that way I can focus on the road noise, vibration, and just really how the car has, the ride and
comfortability of it.
Yeah. And it works out well. So go see my buddy Jermaine Pearson on that Buick Envista. I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong. And then Jerry Patterson over at the Toyota store. And then if you call me and you want to take a look at the Taos, I'll give you the information on where to go and who to see on the Volkswagen. But and I'm going to start posting. If you go to the website, starting next Wednesday at theautomotiveedge.com, I'm actually relearning how to use my GoPro and everything. And I'm going to be posting the videos on my ride and drives.
Cool.
And where you can see what's going on. And then coming up here in a couple of weeks, we're going to be doing videos and comparing new to certified, pre-owned, and really going through the cars. We're also going to be doing a video on a car that's been wrecked and repaired. And then we're going to be talking about how do you detect a car that's been underwater. All these different things we're going to be making videos on, and they'll be stored on the website, on the new website at theautomotiveedge.com. Quick break, 214-787-1190.
Wildcat.
Huh?
Wildcat. That's what that's called. When they hike it to the receiver or another guy besides quarterback.
Wildcat. There you go.
It's called the Wildcat.
How'd you figure that out?
Thought it finally came to me. I was still paying attention to you, though.
There you go. 214-787-1190. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Be sure to re-invite them to the
right now?
Yeah,
or
the
when we
event
come
next
back?
Saturday.
Or when we come back on radio? Or now? Or both? And Pamela Jorson, that's great information. Wow, he's
Thank
the
you,
man.
Pamela.
He is the guru of vehicles. June's right around the corner.
Do what?
June's not that far away. Can you believe how fast this year's already going?
I know.
Crazy.
Yeah, I was sitting there booking dinners, and we're going to meet some friends, and Lindy goes, we got to close out the month next week. I went, the month's over next week. I'm like, I pray a lot. I read my Bible every day. Go to church on Saturday nights. I pray God slows this train down.
Yeah, no kidding, Lord. Slow it down a little bit.
Slow it down.
Well, I believe, in my opinion, I believe the Lord would love for us to slow down. It's us as the people and the society that's revved it all up.
And give more time to Him.
Yeah, exactly. No doubt about it.
My buddy said, well, get up at 5 a.m, get more out of your day.
I'm out on that.
Yeah.
Well, I stay up later, so I'm okay with that. I get the same amount of hours up as they do. I just don't. I do it at a different time frame.
Yeah.
I've never been an early riser, ever in my life. I don't like it. But like the Amish Mafia, he's always been up at early, like 5:30. Oh, what's wrong with you? You're retired, dude. What are you doing?
I get a buddy, he gets up every morning at 4:30, and I said, why? And he goes, so I can enjoy more than most people, as nobody else is up.
It's dark. It's black outside. It's nighttime.
The stores aren't open unless
God
7-Eleven.
made the darkness for sleeping and the light for being awake. If you're getting up at 4:30 and it's dark, more power to you.
Yeah. Now you used to have to get up every morning at 6 o'clock because when I lived in Irving, I worked in Richardson, Arapahoe,
Well, that's
75.
if
It
you
was a
have to, you
mandate.
have to. Yeah,
Yeah.
but didn't love it, did you?
And when I was in the nightclub business, I went to bed at 4 in the
4.
morning.
I know exactly.
By the time we got done cleaning the bar and counting registers and making the night deposits and
Yeah.
and then I woke up
And
at
partied after this normal.
sometimes. A lot of times we go out for breakfast.
Yeah, that's a good time to do
Yeah,
it too.
Denny's was the big thing. IHOP really wasn't that big thing. There's a couple of mom and pop places that stayed open late and go have you a little grub, and because you just couldn't go home and go right to bed.
No.
And you couldn't turn on the TV because there was nothing on. And then
Yeah. Well,
thank goodness there was cable shortly after that where you could come home, and the big thing was MTV.
oh,
And
yeah,
here you get out of the nightclub, you go home, listen to
listen to
music.
more music. It's like you really want to do that, right?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yep.
Well, it's going to be a fun day today,
Yep. I'm going to be on the road.
and I'll be on the road next Saturday after the car show.
Headed to Cedar Creek.
And I'll be headed to East Texas,
That's quite the unique drive
Cedar Creek,
when you drive out there and then you start going down all these
crazy roads.
back roads to get there. You see some unique situations.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I made this one turn. There's 4 guys. All of them had on overalls with a mason jar in their hand, standing over a fire.
Like King of the Hill.
I went. One of them just raised his jar, dude, when I
Yeah.
drove by.
Hey, there, boy, what are you going to do over there? Come on, join us.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. But I'll tell you one thing, they don't put up with much. They don't put up with a lot of crap.
I tell you what, everybody knows everybody.
Well, that's a
Coming
good
through.
thing. Right.
My brother and sister are retiring out there, and we're sitting there having dinner, and people are just walking in. Hey, what are y'all doing? I went, they don't even knock.
Why should they? They're
I'm
so
like,
close knit out there.
And I looked at her, she goes, oh, we
Where we
like my
roll.
sister goes, I got to go get some butter, and jumped in the golf cart. When I knew where the key was, they weren't even there. Went in and got butter. I'm going, this is nuts.
Well, it's better than going to the store.
Yeah, you don't have to go to the store from Cedar Creek. It's a haul. 214-787-1190 is the number. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Be sure to share and like, because you're going to bump into someone that's going to have an automotive need, and let us help them out. That's what we're here for. Never a charge, handshake, hug, or a prayer. We'll take all 3. I want to thank Brandon and the folks out here at Grapevine Dodge, 121 and William D. Tate. Come on out and meet the gang. The prices are as good as it gets. The product is plentiful, and the people are great. That's grapevinedodge.com. grapevinedodge.com.
And don't forget, next Saturday, we will be live with the Automotive Edge Radio Show on location at Cycle Center of Denton. That's 521 Acme Street in Denton, Texas. And it is for the 8th annual Veterans Car and Motorcycle Show. It's to benefit the home of the Vietnam Veterans Chapter 920. And come on out there. They've got a full class show with 30 great classes, 6 Best Show Awards, and a Veterans Pick Trophy, 50-50 raffle, and food vendors. A lot of places out there to have fun, and bring your car. It's only $20 to register. Have some great times out there with us. Like I said, we'll be out there on location, out amongst the people.
And the best word that you used in this whole thing was veterans.
That's it.
Always come out and
Mhm.
support your veterans. I mean, just support the veterans. I can't tell you enough.
And especially the Vietnam veterans, because they, I think for the most part, have been the most mistreated of all the veterans out there. I don't get that. I mean, why that's happened. It was a not a very good situation that we were involved in, but that shouldn't affect the folk that served and went there and did what they needed to do for their duty. So let's give them a payback. Let's honor them. Come out and be a part of this car show and motorcycle show at Cycle Center of Denton next Saturday. It's from 11 to 3, but we'll be out there early to start our show at 8 a.m. So come on out and be a part of the fun.
There we go. Remember, for all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop, always start at theautomotiveedge.com. My son and his good friend rebuilt the entire website. It's simple now. It's friendly. It looks a whole lot better. We like the colors. Even though, my buddy Chris Click that built the previous one, it was about 20 years old. Still did everything we needed, but it was time for a change. And amazing how smart these young kids are just to go in and do stuff and put things together.
Well, it looks great, and there's a lot more activity going on with it too, because you can actually, where it says listen live, there's some of our broadcasts there, snippets, I believe, right? Not all of them, right?
Right.
Not the full shows, but segments of the shows.
And we're going to be posting interviews with our sponsors.
Yeah, it'd be great.
And talking to them about, acquiring automobiles and the benefits of doing business and this, that, or the other. There's a lot of great information that you need to know about.
Yeah, no doubt.
When making a buying decision. Here's the thing is that we're hand in hand through this whole thing. So if you're visiting one of the sponsors, all you got to do is let me know, and then I'll call, and Jimmy here or Shane or Brandon, all the, the guys running it, Brandon's the owner, that we set everything up where you come in. Like yesterday, we had 11 people go out and test drive, and every one of them called me and said, how do you do that?
Magic.
Terry even said, incredible. She said, not only was the GM nice, the salesperson was just as nice, and we didn't feel 1 ounce of pressure.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be. And the great thing about it, too, it doesn't cost you anything. That is what I think people have a hard time believing, because nobody thinks anything's for free anymore. But this service that's offered to you, there is no charge except for a hug, handshake, or prayer.
We'll take all three.
You take all three, and that's not very costly to you. So
yeah, I miss Shelly and her apple pies. Shelly's moved away.
That's too bad.
And she made one of them where they braid the dough on the top, put the cinnamon and sugar on it, and she used Granny Smith apples. Oh my gosh, the best.
Sherry Morrison says, "Great show, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Sherry, and everybody else that's been a part of this show. Remember, for all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop, go to theautomotiveedge.com. Leave me your name under Connect with Kurt. Leave me your name and number, and I'll call you right after the show or whenever you leave the message. I check it daily to make sure that we're there to help you, from hello to congratulations or, hey, I'm just ready to shop, or whatever the case may be. We want to make sure that your automotive needs are taken care of.
And know before you go. That's another one thing, too, that if you're thinking about going and doing anything, you need to know what your trade is, what kind of pricing you might be looking at in a particular car. Let Kurt help you with that. Don't go out there totally at your mercy.
That's right. Remember, turn off all those electronics. Get reconnected today. Tell that person you love them. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. God bless you. Have a great Saturday, and we'll be back next Saturday live. Have a great day.